The DP World PGTI has changed the way it reaches the finish line. The road to glory has a new destination. And every tournament from here on could change the picture. The DP World PGTI's Telangana Open arrives at Vooty Golf County, and with it, another crucial chapter in the brand new race to DP World India Championship. 6 events remain, and a place among the very best at the season-ending DP World India Championship is up for grabs. Now the pressure rises further, because for India's finest golfers, this isn't just about winning a trophy. It's about climbing the standings in the race, securing a place at Delhi Golf Club for the DP World India Championship, and putting themselves on the path to the biggest stage. The race is on.
Hello and welcome to the DP World PGTI Open. This is the Telangana Open and we are here at the Vooty Golf County in Vikarabad, Telangana. The rain has played hide and seek, but we are now in round 3. Hi, I'm your host Valusha, and joining me is our in-house golf expert Nikhil Kalan, who is going to talk to us about round 3. But before we discuss round 3 and double click on this round, we have some big news. Nikhil, are you ready to share this big news?
Absolutely, Valusha. Good morning and welcome here. We're back in the Deccan Plateau here in Vooty, Vikarabad, just outside Hyderabad. And yes, there's big news. Fasten your seatbelt. Buckle up. We're on this roller coaster called the Race to DP World India Championship, and this is a new announcement from now onwards. In fact, the players have worked hard all season, but we are in the final stretch of what we call the Race to DP World India Championship. The top 24 after the next 6 events will earn their spots in the DP World India Championship, the biggest event to happen on Indian soil. And right now, as it stands, Saptak Talwar is ahead, followed by Jared Hack, and the top 24 are set to seal their spots on the order of merit. Finally, after we've had the DP World India Championship, we'll also have our winner of the order of merit, who will be crowned right there at the DP World India Championship.
So Nikhil, are you saying therefore that every tournament is now important to these players?
Absolutely. Every tournament, every shot, every score, every round counts, because big stakes now. You know, those spots, those berths are up for grabs at the DP World India Championship, and they'll be jostling for it, the top 24. And of course, there's also, what is at stake is the top 60 spots for retaining your card for next season. So that goes on till the Kapil Dev Invitational Tour Championship, the tournament just before the DP World India Championship, which will conclude on 3rd of October. There we'll know the top 60 who would have locked their places. In fact, a week before that we'll know. And those top 60 will compete in the Kapil Dev Invitational Tour Championship. And after that, we'll know the top 24. And finally, after the DP World India Championship, we'll know our winner of the Order of Merit. So we've realigned our season. It is now in sync with the DP World Tour. And our winner of the Order of Merit will get to play all the events, the first event of the next season of the DP World Tour beginning in November, which wasn't the case earlier when we had the calendar year finishing in December.
Wow, that is truly fantastic. Nikhil, take a breath, take a breath.
Do I need to?
Yeah, I think maybe you can. How does this make this season more interesting, and what's in store for the players? I know that you've covered it all, but if you can just shed some light on that.
There's a lot at stake, like I stated earlier. Now, I can just take you through this list, the top names on the Race to DP World India Championship. Now, we have the board right in front of us, in fact, makes life easier for me. So, Saptak Talwar is right on top, a winner this year, 86 lakhs in earnings, followed by Jared Hack, all the way from the United States. He made his debut this season on our tour. He's a Q School graduate, and his earnings stand at 64 lakhs. He'll be giving tough competition to Saptak going ahead. Akshay Sharma, a winner this year, 45 lakhs. Kshitij Naveed Kaul, also a recent winner, 44 lakhs in earnings. Om Prakash Chauhan, a former DP World PGTI out of merit champion at 44 lakhs. We go down the list. Veer Alawat, Hani Basoya, Jamal Hussain, Khalin Joshi, Muhammad Azhar, all in the mix going forward. So they'll all be jostling for those spots. There are multiple incentives on offer. Of course, those in the 40s and 50s in the order of merit right now. Even beyond that, they'll be fighting for those cards. They need to retain their cards for next season, which begins in November. And also, as I stated, the top 24, those just on the cusp, just on the line, around 30, 25, 26, they'll be fighting for those spots. And then, of course, the big one, the order of merit race, and the winner gets the berth on the DP World Tour. So there's a lot on offer, and everyone knows from here on the next 6 events, this juggernaut rolls on the DP World PGTI. We go all across the country, we zigzag, we crisscross the country, and finally we have a winner. Isn't it
Wow!
exciting?
Nikhil, it's so exciting. I want to know, the last time we spoke about you and espresso shots, did you have any espresso shots today?
I took your advice, and today I had one. I'm not a coffee person, I'm a tea person. Hyderabad is known for its tea, by the way.
It's totally
the
showing.
Irani
Listen
chai.
to me. It's
Yeah.
totally showing. Whatever you did, I think you need to continue to do it. I love the energy here
You
today.
like the energy? Thank
I
you
love
so
it.
much. And once you're in Hyderabad, how can you not talk about food? This area around Telangana, the local produce spices, all those chutneys. So this is the place which has the spiciest food in the country, and we are looking forward to a spicy contest this week. We also,
Fantastic.
the biryani, you have to try that. The halim, if you're non-veg, and for vegetarians also, there's a lot on offer. I mentioned the chai. There's also the meetha, double ka meetha. If Azhar is a local here, he won last week, first time winner. If he wins here again this week, it'll be double ka meetha for him. So, a lot on offer for the players here as far as food is concerned, food choices are concerned.
Yeah, okay. Now we've spoken enough about the food, Nikhil. How about we just move the attention to what's happening here on day 3, all right? But let's talk about the course. Very different. Red soil, we've had a bit of rain, it's really very windy. What do you make of the conditions?
It's very windy. Like I stated before, we are again in the Deccan Plateau like we were last week at Kolar. And, similar conditions, weather conditions, rain intermittent. In between, you've had some rain interruptions leading up to the event, and in round 1, especially at the end of round 1. So we had to finish round 1 on the second day. And you see, it's in between, you'll see a few clouds. It's a little overcast, as windy as last week. And the red soil here, that makes a lot of difference, they say, here in the Deccan Plateau. It's rich in iron, and that is good for this grass on the golf course. That's very good for golf courses, I'm told. And of course, hole number 3 here is the signature hole, the island green. Very few courses in India which have island greens, this being one of them. Then the 17th and 18th, the closing stretch, you'll see a grandstand finish, because again, very tricky holes. The 17th is a longer par 4, and the 18th has OB, out of bounds on either side. So whoever's winning the tournament with 1 or 2 holes to go, who's leading the tournament by maybe even 2 shots, has to watch out on that stretch. So not much rough here, but that is, that pretty much covers the conditions for this week.
Right, and like I said it last weekend, right? The proof's in the pudding. I mean, look at those flags, look at my hair. It's really very windy. That's going to be challenging. But let's talk about Angad Chima. Challenging, I mean, is not a word for him, I think, because he was 11 under. How phenomenal was that yesterday? 1 eagle, he has 9 birdies. Outstanding. Absolutely,
he was on a roll. In fact, I asked him, what did you eat today, Angad? And he rightly said, whatever was there on the menu, I ate the same thing as the others, same breakfast. But yes, he was on a roll. He says it's his lowest round ever. Now, records don't count because we have preferred lie in application here because of the rain. But nevertheless, an 11 under, his personal best, 9 birdies and an eagle. And he just didn't put a foot wrong. He got 5 birdies on the stretch on the front 9, and he continued the momentum on the back 9.
Right. Now, I'm not sure what he ate or what he didn't, and if he's telling you the truth and he's telling you your secrets. But we need to figure out what Jairaj Singh Sandhu has eaten, because he has moved up 15 positions. 15 points. He's in position number 5 right now.
That's right. He'll be a contender now going forward. He's a southpaw left-hander. He's a winner on the DP World PGTI. So definitely one to watch out for. And last when news came in, Angad was ahead, and he's being chased by Rashid Khan, the very experienced Rashid Khan, a winner of 14 titles. 2 international titles. He seems to be back in the groove. He's been playing some good rounds. He's 13 under now through 4 holes, and followed by another multiple winner, Veer Elawat, who's been our former DP World PGTI Order of Merit champion. He's 11 under through 6 holes. Akshay Sharma also 11 under, and not to forget Mohammad Azhar's home course, the winner last week. Not his home course, sorry, this is home ground, because he's close to Hyderabad, and Hyderabad is his hometown. And we've known of one Azhar from Hyderabad, the famous Indian captain Mohammad Azharuddin, known for his supple wrists and his leg lance, the wristy play. And there's another Azhar coming from Hyderabad, this time a golfer.
Oh, okay, but let's throw some light, because there's been another mover and shaker here. His name is Subhash Tamang.
Subhash Tamang, definitely, he was quite consistent last season, and he's a very quiet person, man of few words, but very talented, probably one of the most talented Nepali golfers in recent times, and definitely one to watch out for. He put up some amazing performances last year. He's still to hit his stride this year. So let's see how much progress he can make in this event.
Yeah, 4 under currently and 9 under all over. Another big mover today is Yuvraj Singh.
Yuvraj Singh again.
He's moved 8 points.
8 places, and one to watch out for again. Youngster made his debut on the tour just last year, and he's been knocking on the door. He's had some top finishes. He's due for a good finish again, maybe a win, you never know. And he's got that name, Yuvraj, the famous name. So, Yuvrajs can't be counted out in sports, Indian sport. You have our last year's winner, Yuvraj Sandhu,
right,
and of course the famous cricketers.
Absolutely. So now that we've spoken about all these big movers and shakers, the last few days and today, let's talk about the chasing pack. What do you make of the men? Who are the men that we should be keeping a very keen eye on?
Rashid Khan for sure. He's due. Once he gets on a roll, once he starts winning, he's unstoppable. He's notched up multiple titles in a year. He has a record. He's a 3-time winner of the DP World PGTI Order of Merit, unparalleled record. So definitely one to keep your eyes on, Rashid Khan. And then we have Veer Elawat, tall and lanky, hits it long. A lot of international exposure for him too. He's played on the DP World Tour, so he's right there in the chasing pack. You have to track him as well. And Akshay Sharma, the round 1 leader, joint leader. He was the joint leader along with Manu Gandas before Angad took that spot in round 2. So yes, these are all the names in the chasing pack, and it's going to go down to the wire.
Right, and I have to bring Saptak Talwar in again, right? Our DP World PGTI Order of Merit leader. What do you make of him? Where is he at? Is he going to be a contender? Shed some light on that.
Saptak very much in the mix. I don't have the latest on Saptak right now, but he teed off from the front 9, so he's definitely in the mix. And as I told you, the Order of Merit leader, he has been very consistent this year, and he's continuing his consistency. He's been posting good rounds in every event, and definitely I feel he will make a race for that top spot over the next 2 days. He's another name to watch out.
Perfect. Nikhil, now that we've covered everything here, I'm from Goa, by the way.
Yes.
So the food there is really spicy. So I'm used to eating spicy food. You've said this food here, however, is the spiciest in the country. So I think you and me should go and have something to eat, try the food out here, so that tomorrow when we're back, I can figure it out whether you were actually saying this food is really spicy or it's okay spicy.
Definitely, you must try out the food here.
Let's
and
biryani?
Make the comparison with Goan food,
Absolutely.
the Zakuti and the Vindaloo.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's go down to all the live action from round 3.
morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to the third round's live coverage of the DP World PGTI Telangana Open 2026. We are tuning in here from the Vooty Golf County, just outside of Hyderabad city. I am your host Rahul Bajaj, joined alongside by my namesake Rahul Banerjee, as well as Shaurya Singh, as we bring you today's live telecast of this tournament being played here at Vooty Golf County for a prize purse of 1 crore rupees. Angad Chima leads the way at 14 under par and got off to an absolutely blistering start yesterday and came in with a scorecard of 11 under par. And what a round that was. And as we just now go through some of the scores of the day, and Chima has started the day today with a birdie on the first hole, so getting off to a hot start. But through the first 5 holes, has stayed sedate beyond that first hole. While his playing partners, we've got Rashid Khan, who is also putting up a stellar show at 2 under par, 13 under par for the tournament, just one shot away. Jairaj Singh Sandhu, who cannot stop himself, the southpaw, is currently at 7 under par through 12 holes of the day and 12 under par for the tournament, tied alongside his city mate Akshay Sharma, who is at 12 under par as well, and Viraj Marappa from Calcutta is coming in at 11 under par, tied alongside Veer Lawat. So an extremely interesting day panning out here as the moving day, as they call third round in a professional tournament to be. And Subhash Tamang from Nepal also coming up in form with 5 under par through the first 12 holes and putting up a 10 under par on that leaderboard as we speak. Manu Gandas on our screens.
Very different conditions here, Rahul, from last week. We had this gigantic course at Zion Hills. This is relatively a more compact course, more demanding in its own way. Accuracy will be at a premium on this course, as we saw yesterday on the tear that Angad Chima went on. 11 under par round. So that gives you an idea of how quickly you can make gains on this Vooty Golf County's track.
Well, I've been told that winds are blowing at about 23 kilometers per hour on the course. The rough isn't that thick on next to the fairways, but around the greens is really penalizing, and the greens are very receptive. That is what is helping the players pretty much dart their shots on their approaches to the green. Arjun Sharma with that tee shot, finding no trouble whatsoever, splitting that fairway in a half.
Also have to keep an eye on the clouds, Rahul, because towards the end of yesterday's play, the rain sort of delayed proceedings. And the second round had to be completed this morning. Jamal Hussain now on the tee.
Well, the unmistakable God of Pratap Singh with that customary finish of his, and kind of seems like he likes it. God of Pratap is trying to make a dent of his own over here. He's currently at 18th position at 6 under par. Came off with 2 birdies on that front nine, but also dropped 3 shots and turned at 1 over par. We've got a lot of interesting scores out here, and of course Angad Chima really stealing the show and coming up with that 11 under par in round number 2. Rashid Khan, who's also been trying to get a win under his belt. He has stayed winless for a few seasons now. Came up with 2 eagles in the second round on third and the fifth holes, third being a par 4 and the fifth being a par 5. And came in with scores of 66 and 67 to be at 11 under par for the tournament. And Angad Chima, of course, came up with a 70 and a 61 to come up to 14 under par. There we have that live leaderboard being updated for the tournament. Vooty Golf County, just about 65 kilometers away from Hyderabad city, is not very far away from all the biryanis that are to be had.
Apologies for the mix-up there. We were distracted by the dark clouds. but yes, Gaurav Pratap Singh can't, shouldn't be missing him out. He's a member of the same club as I am. But yes, it gives you an idea. Viewers will, just like Rahul mentioned, the wind has definitely picked up. There are fairly dark clouds overhead, so the field is going to be at least will not have too much of face too much of heat, but you'll have to cater for other conditions. But then again, with receptive greens, we have seen the kind of scoring that can happen. And we're already seeing a good number of Jairaj Singh Sandhu, as you've already heard, has picked up seven shots for the day. Viraj Madhapa has 5 under for the day. So these are the two. And Subhash Tamang, of course, bogey free 5 under. So plenty happening. There's, in fact, the leaderboard hasn't really, at the top, hasn't changed much, but under the first two, there's been plenty of movement. And it'll be interesting to see as proceedings go along on this moving day of the Telangana Open at the Vooty Golf County.
Well, the course is not very lengthy. It's only 6,500 yards, a par 72, flanked by 43 bunkers and 13 water bodies across the golf course. And the rough around the greens is the main challenge. And Viraj Madhapa there looking at the skies with the pleasant weather that the players are bestowed with this week. Mani Basoya currently at 8 under par and coming really close to move to a 9, but that'll be a tap in and stays at 8 under par. These players are currently on the 8th hole, and seems like two of the players in this group got the memo of coming up with the baby pink shirts, but the third one didn't quite get it. Viraj Madhapa has got off to a hot start today. He's made 5 birdies on the front half to turn at 5 under par. Currently at 11 under par for the tournament. Another player who's been trying to find form is Viraj. He's coming up just a wee bit short off the hole. Had everything in place, but not the speed. Their playing partner with theirs is Harsh Gangwar, and we take a look at Arjun Sharma. Sharma, who's turned at 3 under par through the front half. Coming up in Sunday colours on a Thursday.
In fact, last week, Rahul, at Kolar, it was Mohammad Azhar who had this combination. You can see on the screen now, red and dark trousers. Gaurav Pratap Singh with his second shot, 6 under for the day, for the tournament, I beg your pardon. He's just gone a little too long. So Mohammad Azhar had this black and red famous combination made famous by Tiger Woods a day before the tournament, and he did ultimately go on to win, as you all remember. So maybe there is something to be said about that, and there are not one, not two, at least three players who are out on the course who seem to have opted for that, if that means anything at all. How superstitious are golfers? Are they as bad or as good as cricketers?
I think golfers would be much worse than cricketers when it comes to superstition, because some of the cricketers do not have really a choice in their attire through the day, right? So they've got to wear their uniform, but golfers, for that matter, can actually choose their clothing, and they would be really superstitious, from the tee they use to the markers they use on the golf balls, on the putting surface, to the mark they put on the ball, to the certain number on the golf ball that they wouldn't play with because they think that they're going to shoot a bad number with it. It's just full of it. They'll probably wear a belt which they've worn for 10 years because 10 years ago they shot a 6 under par with it. So Manu Gandas, of course, a man who's pissed out. The immense amount of confidence doesn't go through with all these superstitions. Coming up with that approach shot with a very much makeable birdie opportunity.
So there you go, all you amateur golfers out there. If you are also so inclined, You are following a very hoary tradition and well-established tradition, as you just heard from someone who knows exactly what has goes on in the world of golf, professional golf, and with confidence striding there. And Sharma Manogandas in the background. Lovely place, Rahul. The undulations they've created or they've made use of. Really, it's a compact course. Doesn't not very long, very well too spread out. But within the area that they have taken, it's come up with a very excellent design. I mean, you've got a little bit of undulations, you've got penal roughs. You can't really stray too far, particularly on some of the holes that are along the boundary walls. That you can get punished very heavily.
So plenty of undulations around this course. In fact, as you mentioned about the OB lines on this golf course. In fact, the final hole of the course, the 18th, has got an OB line on both the sides of the fairway. And talking about superstitions, you would find players with the funniest of superstitions that one can even imagine. It could be to do with a putter that they used at some point in time, a grip that they wouldn't change, even though it's got their thumb's imprint on it. You think of it, and it's going to be there. And Angad Chima has made 2 birdies on hole number 6 and 7 as news rolls in and moved to 16 under par, leads the tournament now by 3 shots. Veer Elawat on our screen is the man with the stash. Currently 11 under par for the tournament is Veer. Here on the 10th hole. Strong driving iron being used over there. As we take a look now at Suneet Chaurasia with his tee shot here on the 10th hole. Suneet again a player who's been battling some injuries for the past couple of years, is back very much with a bang. Has turned at even par through the front half. Currently 8 under par for the tournament. As you take a look at that beautiful golf swing, joining you now will be Shaurya Singh.
Thank you, Rahul, and good morning to our lovely audience. It's a beautiful day here at Vooty, and low numbers indeed. We're looking at scores in excess of 15 under par already now that the third day is underway. And Joshua really playing well. Joshua Seal in a little bit of a purple patch. And he finds himself on the top of the leaderboards and rather frequently, and we hope that continues. Long arc, big strapping lad, all the way from Uganda. Looking to tear this golf course up. It's playing into the players' hands this week. It's perfect setup, beautifully manicured, and playing a smidgen over 6,600 yards, and that's easy pickings for these players, I'd say, Ralph.
Especially after the distances they had to cover last week at the Kolar Open, Zion Hills. This must feel like a breeze for a lot of them, and I'm sure more than one of the par fours are drivable for quite a few of this field. We have some really long hitters. Shaurya has been telling you the last couple of weeks about ball speeds off the tee, 170 miles an hour and more, which means the ball does travel a very, very long way. And if you're riding the wind, Shaurya, you can actually cash in on more than one hole if you've got favorable wind blowing for you. We have seen a large number of eagles on this course already, so maybe that's an indication of this factor as well.
Yes, this course is there for the taking. Manu Gandas looking to make another birdie, and you're right when you said that many of the holes are drivable. Hole number 10. This putt should break a little bit from Manu's left. The 10th hole here is a par 4, 385 yards. Not drivable in the traditional sense, but you never know with this younger brigade. Manu Gandas, former number 1, very accomplished player, and looks like it's got just stayed out hanging on the right hand side. Unfortunately for him, that would not drop in. And this has been a low scoring week thus far. The cut being applied at 1. The cull, Arjun Sharma, a man from Greater Noida. Also a picture of consistency week in, week out. Really worked in his game and seen consistent improvement. When I think about somebody who's been knocking on the door, I think he comes to mind, and so does Rashid Khan, although he's very accomplished. Will be interesting to see how this week pans out for Rashid. We've seen that it's been a little bit of a hurdle to get over the final mark. Arjun Sharma now on hole number 10, and that falls in rather gingerly.
Did a little semi-circular circuit of the edge of the cup before dropping, but safely in nevertheless.
Gaurav Pratap Singh. Rather interesting reel that we saw on the DP World Professional Golf Tour of India, where you had to mimic the sound that your driver makes, and Gaurav Pratap went with a lion's roar, and why not? Aggressive persona, Gaurav Pratap Singh defies the laws of physics, and of course, it's that driver a country mile. You want to emulate this kind of personality. You want to take on the entire field, and that's how you win. It's never going to be handed to you. Pretty similar, tempestuous. The man from Uganda as well. A lot of flair, but a little hot under the collar as well at times.
Yeah, but most times you look at Gaurav Pratap, you wouldn't imagine that he's a very, like a lion's roar to emulate a driver swing. That's very interesting. Because he's such a genial-looking man, otherwise off the course.
Well, I'd say don't rub him the wrong way. That's all I can say. He's also comes from good stock. Father an army man and brilliant gentleman at that. I've had the fortune of playing a lot of golf alongside Gaurav Pratap. And when we do play, it's rather colorful language indeed. Both of us are from Haryana, and of course, I think he embodies that a lot more. And here we'll see that he's finds himself in a little bit of spot of bother. Veer Alawat, mustachioed Veer Alawat.
It's slightly wispy-looking rough, Shaurya, to be honest. Not as bad or as penal as it have you seen on some of the earlier courses. I mean, Srinagar was brutal. You left the fairway and you have to pay a price. But this one looks fairly more manageable. It's more the out of bounds areas, or if you get close to the boundaries of the fairways, that's when the trouble starts. But if you're in and around the fairway itself, I think it's fairly manageable. As you've seen from the scores, that it's currently now 16 under is the lead score for the event, and Veer Alawat fairly.
This is definite birdie territory. Wedge in hand. She's got to take aim, and the aim seemed fine. The distance, though, a few questions in that regard. I think that mustache is looking rather cool. I'd say that, I spoke to, me and Rahul were discussing that, yes, maybe it's about time that we also try and fashion the same. So you never know. Rahul Bajaj and Shaurya Singh could be sporting similar handlebars, maybe, but I don't know if he can pull it off like the way he's pulled it off. Sanit Chaurasia, the resurgent man. Like the phoenix, he's risen from the ashes of injury. 1-3 on the trot on the next gen tour. And really good player. Has a little bit of his uncle's flair. His uncle, SSP Chaurasia. That famous surname that has been resounded across the world, and maybe now he's just taking on the mantle.
Looking a little anxious about where the ball seems to have gone, because there's a bit of a rise in between where he was standing and the green itself. We just saw Alawat go a little long. Chaurasia is still looking to see where his ball has landed on. Is it on or about the green? We will shortly know. But once again, this gives you a good idea of the the beautiful course and the breeze. My goodness, it has really picked up.
On the tee now, Akshay Sharma, also winner earlier this year at the ITC Classic. It was really a clutch performance by him. Went up against quite a few good players and came up trumps at 13 under par. Still in the hunt. Really like his game, his setup and the way he swings it. I often say that he reminds me of Arnold Palmer, the king. That's a compliment that you don't give lightly, but he has a similar game, left to right, slouches over the ball a little bit, especially in the short game, and very compact. Doesn't miss it on both sides, and that's the kind of game that you want. Reputable and really good from inside 100 yards, and that putting stance also. And now there's a different look to Mithun Pereira, the man who's come back to the game after a hiatus of almost 2.5 years. Cinderella story. I'd say that this is a golf course which is suited for Mithun. He finds it difficult to hit it too far, but of course he's got a lot of accuracy. And he's got that joie de vivre. He's a really happy lad. And he's all smiles. And looks a little trimmer as well, dare I say.
Throw Sharad. Seems to have a driving iron in hand. Yeah, but with Mithun Pereira, it is all very relative. He's an absolute sweetheart. One of the happiest guys I know, and he took he took a break from the game. And he found that coaching was not really set for it yet. He's come back to playing full-time golf, and he's slowly making his way back to form. He's one of the most popular members of the DP World PGTI, always with a smile, and speaks better Hindi, Shaurya, than a lot of people who belong to this country. So that was wonderful to see. I mean, I asked him once, he says, I've played so much of golf in India from his amateur days, that from junior and amateur days, that he's picked up, and he's very, very fluent in Hindi. It was wonderful to see the sort of adaptability that he has shown, not just to the language but also to the game itself, and now in the process of making a very strong comeback to professional golf.
Yes, he's made a shy comeback. I said, I'm seeing you again, Mithun. He said, it was a little difficult. Can't keep a good man down. Anyways, back to the tall Ugandan with the rather long putter as well. And talking about the scores, first 2 days, the cut went at 1 under par. Some of the rather known names, unfortunately, not surviving the previous winner, Karan Pratap Singh, winner on tour a few years ago. Om Prakash Chauhan, surprising omission, having missed a cut. Can't quite recall the last time he missed a cut. While we have a look at Joshua for his birdie on hole number 10, the ball is underway, and it's summarily disappeared. So that'll be another birdie. On comes the charge, all the way from Uganda. And Chikka Rangappa also not making the cut. Tapinder Ghai, former winner. So this golf course has not been too kind to former champions. And Dipankar Kaushal as well, not able to serve his best. Quite a few other names. But why discuss woe when there's so much joy to see? I'm certain that the players will come back even stronger. While we have a look at Veer Alawat, currently at 3 under par for the day, 11 under par for the tournament. But Angad Chima is running away with this one. Fairly straightforward putt here for Veer, and that really did a lot more than expected. We saw a few more putts from that side. They went straight, so maybe there's a little something there that makes the ball wobble one way or the other.
We allow definitely looking a little sheepish there. He completely either misread or
played completely down the wrong line, but then still very, very long way to go. And players have been picking up shots in bunches. Subhash Tamang now has moved to 6 under for the day. Jairaj Singh Sandhu 7 under for the day. Our event leader Angad Chima 3 under for the day. And young Sunit Chaurasia bears a very famous name, as Shaurya mentioned. His uncle is a 2-time Indian Open winner. Certainly terrific genes. And just a little bit of a miss right there.
Yeah, he's a splitting image of SSP Chaurasia. If anything, he's probably a little more of the modern golfer as compared to SSP. SSP, of course, is impeccable in every sense of the word. The only difference, I think, Sunit hits the ball a little further, and I think he started his gym journey a lot earlier than SSP. SSP maybe started later in his 30s lifting weights, and Sunit, of course, that hard work is paying dividends now. Now Akshay here, coming out of the rough. You'll have a look at that stance. It's really compact, does it very well, doesn't spray the ball. Look at that, very well wound together. And he's looking on pensively. The man with the goatee. We're seeing quite a few styles of facial hair this week here.
Delivering golf anywhere you can imagine. That's smart logistics to a T.
Presenting the expertise of wealth management with the power of a bank.
पढ़ता है, खेलता है, झूलता उछलता है, दौड़ता कभी कभी दौड़ कराता है, आगे आगे बढ़ता है इंडिया, अमूल दूध पीता है इंडिया.
Now we have Rahul Bajaj. For Indian golf, why do you look at the red numbers are plenty?
Well, certainly exciting times, and all the tournaments in the second half of this season. Purse of 1 crore rupees for the players, and the Kapil Dev Invitational is that clincher where you get to play for a prize purse of 2 crore rupees over that week. And of course, beyond that tournament, if you do well through this season, through that first week of October, in the third week of October, you have the DP World India Championship being played again at the Delhi Golf Club, which is a DP World PGTI and the DP World Tour joint sanctioned tournament where you've got the likes of Rory McIlroy, Tommy Fleetwood, and the British Open champion Ryan Fox who will be competing. And Tommy Fleetwood, of course, is the defending champion of that tournament. So we're looking forward to a very, very interesting season. And Rashid Khan there having a few pensive moments, and our leader there, Angad Chima, on our screens. Our first look at Angad today. So 16 under par for the tournament. Angad Chima, the man who is unstoppable, a bogey-free front nine. short par 4, 385 yards. The players are hitting hybrid or a 2-iron, as we saw Veer a few moments ago, hitting off the tee. So players attempting to go about 250 to 260 yards off the tee box. Thereafter, they should have a sand wedge or maybe a three-quarter-ish kind of a wedge into the green post that. So very much a makeable birdie opportunity here. And talking about makeable birdie opportunities, Jairaj Singh Sandhu not leaving any stone unturned. 7 under par for the day. That too with a bogey on the scorecard. Young Vishesh Sharma on our screens currently.
Vishesh Sharma is very impressive as well. He's really knows how to utilize, extract everything from his golf game. Saw him at the league as well. Youngster has a long way to go. Also performed really well at Kalhar, if I remember. He had a top 5 finish, if I'm not wrong. And this week again seems to be in good nick. Brilliant putter. He's one of those players who's a little streaky. When he's on, can just hold everything in sight.
Yeah, sure. I'm loving these drone views of golf courses that we are getting, and being on the outskirts of Hyderabad over here, the drone view of this pretty golf course with the air being so clear, it's absolutely scintillating. And we've seen these views last couple of weeks have been fantastic that way. We saw the J&K Open where we saw the Royal Springs with that view, and it's just absolutely fantastic. All the way from Sri Lanka, Mithun Pereira.
The man from across the pond. Oh, he wields that putter like a weapon, does Mithun Pereira. The son of famous Nandasena Pereira. The man who could make top flights dance on the green. He had a short game that was like nothing anybody had ever seen. Although I never saw it firsthand, but stories of the same were always told to us. I'm sure that when you travel to Sri Lanka, they said that he could spin it off a bare lie with a top flight ball. So those magical hands are something that have been passed on to Mithun. Doesn't take much time at all. I think on that instance, he is thinking that should have taken a little more time.
Sure, I remember playing a tournament at the ITC many years ago. With Mithun, and Mithun turned up on tee box on day 1 of the tournament. He had played no practice round. Let's just take a look at Dhruv's putt here, as we will get back to that story. Shoran sticking around at 8 under par with that par putt, and so Mithun turned up on the first tee, and he was coming from a tournament that he was playing on the Asian tour, so he had no time to get back into India on a Monday and play the practice round. And on the front line of that tournament, Mithun hit no green, and he was 3 under par. So that really goes to show what kind of shot game he has, and it runs in the blood.
You guys are playing together?
Not on the last day though.
No greens and 3 under. There's a little bit, I have a little bit of my suspicions there, my friend. But of course, you are like Caesar's wife. You're beyond any reproach. And honor is your middle name, of course. But Mithun Pereira, all jokes aside, has a devilish short game. I had a joke in there about that, but we'll leave it for another time when, my father used to say to me, son, you have a great short game. Unfortunately, it starts off the tee. So then I said, yes, Dad, I must hit the weight room. And lo and behold, today the outcome of that is I'm a fine commentator. So that's how life works. We have a look at Anga Chima now with his M-frames. He can pull them off. Rashid Khan.
Chima really pulling off that the look of the glares this season. I've never seen him with glares before this, and really coming up with those fiery glasses. There we've got Rashid Khan, who's looking at that golf ball pensively, but seems like he is in fine shape. Chima here, who is playing the preferred lie. Preferred lie is being applied this week, but they're only within 1 scorecard length, owing to the tournament director's directive. And, Chima.
This is a brilliant view what the players have in store, and you might be wondering why many of them are not cutting the corner and trying to go for the green a la Bryson DeChambeau. Of course, they're taking the more prudent approach. Anga Chimano, a little over 100 yards maybe. Birdie territory is very good at this part of the game. Oh, what a beautiful shot, making that dance all around the flagsticks. It's shots like this that will help him get closer to the trophy. Well done, Anga Chima.
With the latest news, we just got an update on the ninth hole. Both Angad as well as Rashid made birdies. So both players now at 17 and 15 under par. Chima leads the way by 2. Gerard Sandhu with another birdie on the 15th has moved to 14 under par as well. He's currently 9 under par for the day. Is he going to break Chima's that wedge, but really gone over the green? Maybe played too much for that spin.
I'm a little dumbfounded by how that ball traveled almost 15 yards further. If anything, I was expecting him to be really close. So golf always throws some surprises. Rashid Khan now coming out of what appears to be the intermediate. No, he's in the bunker and has caught it rather clean. Oh, what a beautiful shot by Rashid Khan, 15 feet to the flag. You know, he always means business, does Rashid Khan. You can see a little bit of salt in that beard now. Father time. It's a little bit of graze in that beard for Rashid Khan. Maybe this week might be the one that he can finally win once again. Rashid also has a few exemptions on foreign tours as well, Asian tours, so does play all over.
Absolutely, he does ply his trade across various countries and various tours. And having said that, you know, the tournament director this week is Dr. Nagrat, who has set up the course beautifully this week with rough around the greens to be really thick. And as we now go into the new format of the DP World India Championship, a little story for you.
A season of relentless battles will come down to one final destination. DP World India Championship this October.
Look at that!
Top 24 of the DP World PGTI will earn the right to be here.
Performance, the prize.
It's where ambition meets greatness, where champions are challenged, and history is waiting to be written. The race to the DP World India Championship is on.
That also changes mindset a significant bit. Back to the action here on Yeah, made that green by a mile. Pretty attempt over here, but maybe a touch too aggressive. Have to contend with that 6-footer for a par.
Yeah, that is an own error for sure. He wasn't forced into that shot, but that can happen in golf if you get a little too aggressive. And I would have thought that this is one of those pins that you call a sucker pin, so as to speak. I think it was just a case of catching a flyer. That's sometimes the blade of grass can come between the ball and the club, and it sends it further on its way. And then coming from the intermediate rough, that wasn't the easiest chip either. So he has his work cut out, but I do have full confidence given his putting prowess that he should be able to make par. Now Rashid Khan, it's like every week he's in second position. That also tells you how well he's been playing. To be there and thereabouts, knocking in. The putt should break from the right for Rashid Khan, who's currently 15 under par, 2 behind Ang.
And he's had 4 birdies so far today through 9 holes. And just a little on the right. It's not looking too happy. He'll have to make that return putt. And there you can see an aerial shot of the green. And we are with the leader group: Angad Chima, Vishesh Sharma and Rashid Khan. Vishesh will be next. And his par putt on the par 4 10th, Vishesh Sharma just misses out. He'll be dropping a shot there. A bogey there for Vishesh Sharma, drops back. This is Angad Chima on the par 4 10th. He's 17 under at the moment, holding on to the lead that he established in round 2 with that phenomenal 11 under 61. And joining me now in the commentary box is my colleague and former Indian professional golfer Ankur Chadda. Ankur, how does it look at the moment if you see the leaderboard? Correct. And now you have Angad on your screen. And he rolls that in.
Yeah, confident stroke there. I mean, obviously he's been on song the entire week, and I mean, he just looks really confident, looks pretty relaxed. Happened to bump into him a couple of minutes earlier on the golf course. He seems to be, very comfortable in this situation, and I think he's a favorite this week.
Absolutely. And he's had wins last year, yet to get a win under his belt this season, but he's been quite consistent since he notched up those wins last year. Here we see an aerial view, the players moving on to the next hole, the 11th, and there's Viraj Madappa on your screen.
Downwind.
And we see the clouds. I hope we can get a full day's play today.
Yeah, I think the forecast looks pretty all right for today, so we should be able to sneak in round 3. But the winds are up, so that should blow away whatever clouds there are around us.
Yes, not as windy. And now Vishesh Sharma on your screen, the leader group, teeing off on the 11th.
That's a tough par 3. You do a good job if you can find the putting surface. I think he might have missed the putting surface there. There's tricky crosswind on this hole today. There's always been a bit of a bother spot for some players. The hole number 11, myself included when I played here last.
And how was your overall experience last time here, Ankur, when you played the event?
Great experience, a good golf course. It's not that long, but it can come get you. The green complexes are, quite undulating. The greens roll pretty quick. And with the pin positions this week, then some, the referees and the tour director has tried to hide them in these spots. So yeah, it can. I mean, even though there are a lot of scoring opportunities, if you're not sensible, it can come get you this golf course, especially with the wind this week. Yeah, Angad's on the right edge of the green. That's a good leave to this flag. I mean, should have a decent look at birdie.
And he needs a chip putt there. Rashid next on the tee, and we've just announced the race. Ankur, very big incentive for the players to perform consistently now for the remaining 6 events.
Yeah, I mean, I believe top 24 players get into the DP World India Championship, and now that we're in the fag end of the season, we have some big events lined up, and like as we said, like things are not only heating up on the leaderboard today, but they're just heating up overall on the order of merit. Great shot by Rashid. He's the only player in the group who's found the putting surface. Seems like a right to left uphill putt, and with a player like Rashid's caliber, I think he's gonna give a good run to try and get his birdie.
And a great start for my fellow commentator, making his debut in the commentary box today, Ankur Chadda. Behind the mic, different experience from you. You've been on the course, you've been part of the DP World PGTI now, and now commentating today. How does it feel?
Yeah, wearing different hats every week. It's a great experience. I'm now on the other side of the golf tournament, so kind of now getting a glimpse into getting a glimpse into what goes into running a professional event, and pretty happy with my experience so far.
Excuse me. Can I get a bottle of peace, please?
Sure.
Naturally sourced from the Himalayas. Himalayan peace in a bottle.
Delivering golf anywhere you can imagine. That's smart logistics to a T.
New feels good. New feels good. So true. This new feels good.
Okay, we are back in action here, round 3. We are back with round 3 action here at the Telangana Open 2026, and drone shots coming in there and showing you the topography of the region. Here's the leaderboard. Go ahead, Ankur.
As I mentioned earlier, like a packed leaderboard, some top names there: Angad Cheema, Rashid Khan, Viraj Madappa making a bit of a comeback. He struggled with a back injury for a few years and seems like he's now getting into a bit of rhythm now. Veer Alawat, obviously. Joshua Seal also doing well. He finished top 5 last week, so good momentum, trying to keep that up. And again, the beautiful layout of the Vooty Golf County.
Vishesh Sharma, local lad, he's from Hyderabad, youngster, 19-year-old, looking for his first title. This could be a great opportunity for Vishesh to make a mark here this week, as Rashid Khan on the right of your screen looks on. 11th hole, 8 under. He's left it a little short. What do you make of his opportunities there on the green?
I think that was a bit of a misset from what I could tell with the way the ball came out and his body language, but still like a 6-footer, he's left it in the right place, so I think he should be able to make it. Really solid putter. I've played a couple of events with him. Good solid player and good head on his shoulders.
And now you'll see Angad Cheema playing his second shot here on the 11th. Angad has extended his lead. He's now 3 shots ahead of his from his nearest rival Rashid Khan, who you also see on your screen right now. in the background. So, Ankur, windy here. Would you say, just the kind of conditions player enjoy playing in? It's not humid, it's not hot.
I mean, the weather's really, really nice, It doesn't even feel like we're in India. Seems like we're in village side in Europe. Beautiful weather. It's been cloudy all week. There's been a little bit of rain and drizzle every now and then. And yeah, the wind's actually good. It makes the golf course a little bit challenging. So I think players enjoy playing in the wind. As long as there's no rain, players are pretty happy. It gets a little messy in the rain, trying to keep yourself dry, keep your clubs dry. So yeah, wind over rain any day.
Let's see what Angad can come up with here. He's used the putter from off the green, and he has not converted that one. I think that should be an easy second putt for him. That will be a par for Angad. He'll hold on to his lead. Should be a tap-in.
I believe sensible choice there from Angad. He was just off the green onto the fringe. I think putter was the choice there. I think he's left it a little bit short, but yeah, I don't think he's going to have any problems in cleaning that up. But I'm really hoping Rashid's going to make a good attempt, and I fancy his chances of making this putt, especially that he's gotten a read of Angad now.
Let's see what Rashid can come up with here. Can he make a move from here on and threaten the lead? And he's just missed. Your thoughts?
He's missed it on the high side. I think he overread the line a little bit. The pace was good, as you can see. That's just a simple tap in. Just overestimated the break. But decent effort, I would say. But you can see he's disappointed. As I said, a person of his caliber and his short game, he would have really fancied his chances of making that. Let's see now what Vishesh can do. Let's see if he can salvage his par. We can see he's studying the line a little bit, trying to get the line right, going over his pre-shot routine. I mean, golfers like to keep this same and constant throughout, irrespective of the situation. Looking pretty solid fundamentally with his setup and putting basics. Good stroke there. I think he thought he missed it, but somehow that managed to find the cup. It was a lucky break there for Vishesh.
Yes, that little bounce in his step, he just thought he had missed, but he was happy to see it roll in finally. And interestingly, we've had two first-time winners over the last 2 weeks on the DP World PGTI. Ankur, you may have observed this little trend over the last 2 weeks. Mohammad Azhar was winning in Kolar, and before that Shubham Jaglan in Kolkata. So Vishesh Sharma, does he have a chance? Can he make it 3 new winners in a row?
Yeah, of course. It's always great to see new winners on tour, especially like the younger crop. And he's obviously got the game, and like a few lucky breaks like that, which you need to win a tournament. You never know.
Angad taking his time there, and you see those, he always wears those socks which are ankle length. His trademark look. He'll be disappointed with that.
Yeah, actually seems like he really misjudged his first putt. It came up about 5-6 feet short. We initially thought it was like tap in distance, but yeah, he really misjudged the first putt, left it short, and then overcorrected on the second putt and hit it through the break. He's going to be quite disappointed with himself there. Now he's just trying to clean up for his 4, minimize damage, going through his routine. Yep. Even though he's going to be disappointed with that one, I think he should not read too much into it now and just move on to the next hole and, try and recenter himself.
So a bogey there for Angad, drops a shot. The lead would now come down to 2. And Rashid Khan, could he sense an opportunity there? Rashid, all he needs is a small window, and then he's got all that experience behind him. One more round to go, and Jairaj Sandhu, you know him well, left-hander from Chandigarh. He's making quite a move.
Definitely, Jairaj has a hot round going. He's currently 9 under today. Left-hand golfer, really pretty swing, and the fact that he's a left-hander, it just makes his swing look even more elegant. Yes, I saw him actually practice pretty hard after his round yesterday. He was just, working on his irons and just going over some basics with his alignment and setup, and that seems to be working today. On the screen, we have Akshay Sharma lining up his approach shot. Again, a very consistent player, is always there and thereabouts on the leaderboard. This is on hole number 12. Oh, he's left it just short. He's not gonna be happy with that one. He also hit it way right of the flag.
And Akshay, a contender on the Race to DP World India Championship. He's right up there in the top 5, a winner this year. And here's the man from Sri Lanka, Mithun Pereira. Great camera work there by our camera person. He's found the dance floor. Mithun Pereira making a comeback after he had almost gone into retirement. He was into coaching for a year and now back on the tour.
Yeah, fabulous player. He's done well on the DP World PGTI and also on the Asian Tour. He did take retirement, but then he was like, I wanted the game pulled him back. He didn't know what to do with his free time, so he started training again, and he's doing well this week. And that was a pretty good third shot into the 12th hole. It's a good look at birdie now.
His love for competitive golf pulled him back to the DP World PGTI, and also probably the money on offer now on the DP World PGTI, ever expanding prize pool and the number of tournaments, pulling such players back to the tour.
Yeah, I think, the prize purse and the total money on offer has been bumped up significantly now. And, we are playing back-to-back weeks. We are playing so many tournaments now. So, yeah, it's a great time to play golf, and it's a great time to be playing good golf. And I think PGTI is that perfect platform for all our professionals, both domestic and international players.
Ankur, can you take us through this routine? We often see players going through this routine, walking towards the hole.
So it just feels like Dhruv is trying to sense the slope with his feet, right? Just because your feet have so many sensation points and pressure points, so you just try and get an idea of the slope. He's not really doing aim point here, but he's just trying to get an idea of the slope and the undulation here. And it's something which a lot of players have started using. It's effective. It works. It's more intuitive and feel oriented rather than being too technical.
Right. I always wondered what was all that about for some of us who've never played competitive golf. Very interesting things that you notice with professional golfers, especially in their routines, their pre-shot routines. You see Angad closing one eye, looking at the slope of the green. And then, of course, there are some very unconventional methods used by players as well when they are getting ready for that putt.
Whatever works, Nikhil. Every player over the years has found a system that works for them, and when something works for you, you stick to it, even if it doesn't look that nice on television. And as we saw earlier, Akshay had miscued his third shot into the 12th green. And now he has a difficult chip now. Oh, he's miscued that one as well. The greens this week are pretty soft, and that's a tricky little par putt coming up for him. And on the screen, we also have Dhruv lining up his chip. That was a much better leaf for him, and given how far Dhruv hits it, I think this is going to be his chip for eagle.
So Dhruv Shuran chipping for big gains there. Let's see what he can come up with. He's got it very close to the flag. He should have a good birdie opportunity there.
Yeah, you can see he's rather disappointed. I think that chip was pretty easy and he expected a better result, but nonetheless, a four's never bad on a par 5, and I think he's gonna take that with both hands and move to the next hole with a spring in his step.
And there's a look of the fairway. The wind picking up a bit. We've had similar conditions last week and this week in Kolar and here at Vooty. We are still in the Deccan Plateau. The weather is temperate and the wind has been up. Some of the challenges the players have to deal with. And they say this course has, in fact, this area, the Deccan Plateau, mostly you find red soil, which is very good for golf courses and to grow grass over here for the purpose of a golf course.
Yeah, I think you can tell that by how green this golf course is. Given how much rain it's received in the past 1 month, the golf course is still in fantastic shape. Ooh, and Mithun's putt just slips by. Maybe a bit of a misread. Good speed there though, and that'll be a easy tap in for par. Akshay Sharma now discussing with his caddy, trying to line up his par putt.
Akshay Sharma also won after a long gap earlier this year and now he's hungry for more wins. He wants to keep the momentum going forward. Some of these players secure as far as the order of merit, the race to DP World India Championship is concerned because they are pretty high there on the rankings. But now it's all about the number one position and bagging some much needed prize money on the way to the big prize purse event, the DP World India Championship, and that is a little to the right. He'll have to make that return putt there. Shouldn't be a problem for him.
Yeah, he's gonna be disappointed with that one. Losing a shot on a par 5. This is a hole where a lot of players have been making a lot of birdies. Some have made eagles over the first 2 days. So he's gonna be disappointed with the bogey here. I think he's still fretting over his previous putt. Hopefully he can get his focus back and try and finish the task at hand, which is this little tickler for 6.
Sharma now in action. He makes that putt. Not much of a problem for him. And you see a view of the course, the flags. A big thank you to all our tour partners and our umbrella partner DP World for supporting us, sharing our vision. And here you have Dhruv Shuran with his birdie putt. He makes that with relative ease, picks up a shot, and he'll move up the leaderboard.
We have Vishesh Sharma in the frame. I think they're just waiting for the green to clear. Now we have Rashid playing his second on the 12th hole. That looks like a fairway wood. I believe he carries a 5 wood with that red shaft. And there it goes on its way. Let's see if it can find the dance floor. Oh, that's in the trap on the short right. That's the bunker that guards this green. Still, it's a similar angle to what Akshay had. Let's see if Rashid can do a better job.
That's right. Vishesh Sharma now about to hit his shot. Eight under Vishesh Sharma. Can he make a move today? And we have the ball follow there. You can see overcast conditions in the background, cloud cover. He's found the green.
That's a brilliant shot right there. Again, looks like a fairway wood, could be a 5 wood or a 3 wood. Great shot over there, and a good look at eagle there. Angad's on the left side of the fairway. Might need to sling it a little right to left to find the flag or the center of the green, but that's also his natural shot shape, so should not be that big of an issue for him.
And Angachima addressing the ball now. Something I always found very fascinating, hitting it off the turf with the wood. We'll talk more about this with Ankur after this shot. And there we have eyes on the ball, finding the green yet again. So Ankur, how different is it hitting these clubs off the turf?
I think a fairway wood off the turf is probably one of the tougher shots in golf. Off the tee, still you have that little margin of error, but off the turf, you need to have a lot of good things going on in your swing and need to be mechanically sound. But these players at this caliber, they're not just trying to get it up in the air. They're trying to hunt at flags. You saw Vishesh; he's probably about 250 yards out, and he's hit it within 20 feet. Angad again. Finding the center of the green and giving himself a look at eagle. So yeah, it's impressive how times have changed and people are now trying to hunt at flags with not just with their short irons but also with the longer clubs and woods.
There you have it, Angachima, 36-year-old, 5 pro wins, turned pro in 2013, won very early on in his career in Sri Lanka. He won a DP World PGTI tournament held in Sri Lanka. Hails from the nursery of Indian golf, Chandigarh Golf Club. We've had so many great Indian players emerge from Chandigarh. You also have Akshay in contention this week, as well as Jairaj Sandhu, who are also from Chandigarh.
Yeah, Chandigarh produces a lot of good, talented golfers. They have a good facility over there with the golf course, with the National Academy being there, and like a really, really great coach in Mr. Jesse Gariwal. So all those things help in getting these golfers develop early and get onto the tour.
We spoke about the red soil, Ankur, and once you have a look at these bunkers, they've got a little reddish tinge to them. And now you've got Saptak, the DP World PGTI out of merit leader on your screen.
Saptak's also been in good form, very consistent. Managed to get his win this year at the Kalhar Indorama Championship. That's not too bad. He's managed to find the fringe over there. Most likely he's gonna use a putter and try and get a good run at it. We have Rashid Khan now contemplating what club to use and plan his next shot.
Yes, as I said, a little tinge of red you see there in the bunkers, in the sand. That's a result of the kind of soil we have here, rich in iron. As they said, very good for this kind of grass that you need on golf courses. And Rashid in action now. Always, he doesn't have too much muscle, but he has good distance. What do you have to say about that, Ankur?
It's just great hand speed and also great hands around the green. He's not the biggest guy there, but manages to get it out there pretty far, and a fantastic bunker shot. He's flown it all the way to the flag. And given how the greens are this week, I think so he's planned the shot really well, trying to fly it all the way to the flag and not trying to, run it up. Great shot there. And a tough shot, trying to fly a bunker shot that far. The margin of error is not too much. But again, as I said, he has great hands around the greens, and that was just a great example of one.
Right, always a tough shot. The flag tucked in one corner, large green, and you're at the other end hitting out of the bunker. And now, just before this, when Angad was approaching the green, he was talking to his caddy in a very animated discussion. He was pointing out at something, probably the direction of the shot, the wind. I couldn't really figure out, but what do you think would be the conversation all about?
I mean, honestly, Angad's also a talkative chap, so it doesn't really necessarily have to mean he was talking about the game. It could just be something in general, which I feel is a good strategy, to kind of zone in and out of the game. It's impossible to be, zoned in all 4.5 hours. So I think this is something Angad tries to do intentionally, where he's just focused during the shot when he's going through his routines, and he switches off during the walk between the walk in between.
And lining up his eagle putt there on the par 5 12th at 17 under at the moment, looking to extend that lead further as we get closer towards the business end of round 3. Taking his time there with his pre-shot routine. Let's see what Angad can come up with here. Can he take advantage of this position that he's put himself in? And a little to the right. That'll be a tough putt from there.
Yeah, I think that first part he hit on hole 11 is still playing on his mind. He's overcorrected twice now, and he's rammed this one at least 8-9 feet by. Rashid has pretty much sealed his birdie, and now Angad would have to make that to maintain his current lead.
So we are here in Vooty. It's a busy season now. We are in the thick of things. We've had 3 back-to-back events. This is the 4th since the second half of the season began. We've been to Srinagar, Kolkata, Kolar in Karnataka, and now we are in Vikarabad in Telangana, just on the outskirts of Hyderabad. So a lot of action to follow after this 5 more weeks before we head into that all-important DP World India Championship, as the golfing world's eyes will be on India in mid-October at the Delhi Golf Club.
Yeah, we're all super excited for that and looking forward to that event. Now we have Vishesh Sharma. He did a little aim point, if you happen to notice his routine, and now lining up his eagle putt. Really like his setup there. It's just very clean lines, looks very relaxed and natural. Not a bad effort. Probably got affected by Angad's putt. Seeing it go so far by, he's left it a little shy of the hole. But easy 4 for him, and he's gonna move on to the next hole, making up a shot on the lead up.
So, one always thought that you have an advantage if you're putting second. You've already seen the line of your fellow, of your group partner on the green. But sometimes it can go the other way too.
Yes, definitely. So even though Vishesh was on a totally different axis, but when you see a player, especially the leader of the tournament, hit it, 10 feet by, it obviously affects your thought process, and, it can definitely affect your stroke. And we kind of saw that there. He had an uphill putt. I mean, that was a putt where I felt you could, kind of go for it, but he left it a little short. But overall, not too bad. It was like kind of outside the makeable range, which is about, inside 10 feet. So a decent 2 putt nevertheless.
And we have Angad on your screen now, 17 under. This would be his birdie putt, so a very important putt coming up for him. He's got about 10 feet.
That's about right. Looks like a 8-10 footer. Let's see if he can make this one. Ooh, great stroke there. Good read. Manages to sneak that in. He's kind of salvaged his first putt. So overall, not too bad.
And as you can see, we are bringing you action from day 3, an aerial shot off the green, and on to Rashid Khan now. Rashid 15 under. Can he hold on? And he's made a birdie there. He'll pick up a stroke, mounting a challenge now to the leader.
It's a great up and down from that bunker, and one of the trademarks of Rashid's been how quick he is on these small putts, doesn't take too much time, and how firm he hits it, which we just saw. I mean, it takes some confidence to ram your putts in that hard when the greens are rolling at about 10 on the stim meter.
all these players are very fast players. Rashid Khan, we used to have Ashok Kumar, Mukesh Kumar. A delight for the referees, the officials on the course. Pace of play is never a problem. But as far as the TV cameras are concerned, they are always struggling because before they can get their camera ready and in position, the players have already hit their shots.
Yeah, Rashid in particular has always been very quick. We have Akshay now. Good stroke there. Seemed pretty confident and walked it in. And Dhruv Sharon now was lining up a small putt, going over his routines. I think Dhruv, such a solid player. The only chink in his armor might be his putting. He's been working hard with fellow player actually, Dominic. And I see him work pretty hard after his rounds on the practice putting green. That was a good confident stroke there, and the stroke also looked quite nice.
Yes, and Dhruv seems very relaxed. It's been a long time since he had a win. He last won in Chennai a couple of years back. He's been knocking on the door a number of times. Mithun making that putt. We are now heading into a break very shortly. But before that, an aerial view of the course. This beautiful Vooty Golf County.
Presenting the expertise of wealth management with the power of a bank.
Delivering golf anywhere you can imagine. That's smart logistics to a T.
पढ़ता है खेलता है झूलता उछलता है दौड़ता कभी कभी दौड़ कराता है आगे आगे बढ़ता है इंडिया अमूल दूध पीता है इंडिया
Finally, after hiatus, we're back here with that leaderboard. Angad Chima leads the way at 18 under par, ladies and gentlemen, at the Telangana Open. This is the day 3, the moving day of this tournament. And Rashid Khan at 16 under par, Jairat Sandhu at 14 under par is also there with Akshay Sharma and Manu Gandas tied up at 12 under par. Veer Lawat, Arjun Sharma, Subhash Tamang and Hani Basoya at 11 under par.
There's quite a few birdies made while we were off air from our studio in a little while. But if you missed us, do let us know. Leave us a little heart or a comment. We would definitely appreciate that. And of course, somebody who is a lot of red today is Angad Chima, 5 under par. But of course, Rashid Khan dovetailing to perfection, 18 and 16 under par. At this point in time, it seems like a tango. 2 to tango. Well, we have a look at Dhruv Sharan playing alongside Mithun. A tale of two different cities altogether. Rusharan with a decent shot there, 20 feet under the flag.
A good shot on the 14th, a windy day here at the Vooty Golf County, and coming up just about 20 feet under the hole. It was a pretty good effort, a very realistic chance for a birdie. As we take a look now at Chandigarh's Akshay Sharma. The homemade swinger plays a bit of a cut shot, bunt cut almost. Beautiful open standing towards the flag always, and there we have it, pin high to the flag location, about 15 feet away for a birdie opportunity. Akshay, who is currently at 12 under par, tied alongside Manu Gandas. Also a regular feature on the leaderboard is Akshay, playing alongside Sri Lanka's Mithun Pereira. As you can tell, Mithun doesn't pack big distance on the ball, and there he's going with a hybrid club, fading that one. But as you can tell, Mithun with even hybrids can actually dart the ball very close to the hole. Mithun would be pretty similar distance from the hole as Dhruv Shoran, at about 20 feet shot.
Yeah, Mithun Pereira, what he lacks in distance, makes up in accuracy. And this is the kind of golf course that really suits him. The laughing assassin, or rather the smiling assassin, I'd say. And of course, but the day belongs to the southpaw, Jairaj Singh Sandhu. 9 under par through 15, and he's not done yet, ladies and gentlemen. He's at 14 under par, threatening the leaders. Rashid Khan just 2 ahead. Jairaj and Anga Chima still 4 ahead. And in view is Rashid Khan. And young Vishesh Sharma. He'd really be feeling that he's been left out of the party. One of the only few players who are over par today. He's 1 over par, mind you, with 4 bogeys on his card. So he has some catching up to do. There's young Vishesh, but I say that when you're young, everything is an experience. You learn and you move on. I often placated myself by saying, if you don't win, at least you learn. That's another way of looking at things.
Well, you've won in many places, my friend Shaurya. And comms box is surely one of those places, isn't it? And the hearts of the millions of followers that you have on YouTube. All the hearts that you have got since the time you came on back to the comms box this afternoon. Mithun Pereira getting ready for his putt. Mithun has had a very decorated amateur career. He has represented his country, Sri Lanka, and as mentioned earlier by Shaurya, is the son of a legendary golfer from Sri Lanka, Nandasena Pereira. And having said that, Mithun himself has had quite a career in golf. He has played multiple years on the Asian Tour, has been a multiple winner here on the Professional Golf Tour of India, and is the man who's coming back out of retirement. He had hung his boots a couple of years ago and started off into coaching, and wanted to spend some time with his family. And the itch, mind you, that itch never goes away. So Mithun Pereira is back in the competitive circle, and hopefully very soon will be back also in the winner's circle. And Anga Chima, the man who is trying to get into the winner's circle this week, is Chima, coming up from just off the green here on hole number 13, the par 4. His second shot. What a big drive here for Chima, and setting himself up for about 6 feet away for a birdie opportunity. The 13th hole is a 315-yard par 4, very reachable par 4 here, but of course on reachable holes the wedge has to talk. And talking about wedges, talking Jairaj Singh Sandhu's wedges and whatnot in the bag has been talking all day long. 9 under par for the day, 14 under for the tournament. Jairaj Singh Sandhu really bringing on the heat, just like his fellow city mate Anga Chima. And Vishesh Sharma, the boy from Hyderabad, Comes up with a brilliant chip here, nearly 3 feet away now for a birdie opportunity.
Yeah, quite a gettable hole here. Reachable par 4, and for these longer players like Angad and Dhruv, it will be just a 3-wood. For the medium, it is maybe a driver. And now we have a look at Dhruv Sharon. Let's see if he can capitalize and make birdie on the par 3, and that goes a begging. See, have a look at some of the scores. Jairaj, of course, being the pick of the lottery. Brilliant round, which is still underway. 9 under par, can definitely get to double digits under par. Subhash Tamang, player from Nepal, 6 under par. And Amardeep Malik as well. Seeing him play well after a few tournaments, that's a really welcome sight. It's a very good player. Tenacious, has been around a while and getting better, like fine wine with age. And Shivinder Singh Sisodia, the golfer based out of Gurugram, 5 under par for Shivinder. And as you go further up, you see that the top 20 players are all in red numbers. Bar Vishesh will make a birdie here and he'll get to even par. Akshay, oh, that is rather unfortunate. It looked good almost all the way, but decided to slip out right at the last moment. Hani Biswai, also a proven champion, 4 under par, 11 under par total. By the way things are going, it looks like the winner would reach at least 25 under par. It's going to be a slew of birdies. Dhruv Sharon with the putt coming back to secure his par. We've seen that the players are a little aggressive on the greens. Greens are rolling well at about 9.1. That I would say, Rahul, is the most preferred speed. Not too quick, not too slow. I'd say it makes these kind of putts a little easier, what Dhruv has facing.
Certainly, I think the fact that greens roll at those paces and they are true, it just makes putting a lot more fun for the players. And Dhruv Sharan there finding really the heart of the cup. Chima now putting for a birdie on the shot par 4, 13th. Absolutely does, and Chima moves to 19 under par for the tournament and leads the way over Khan. And Khan himself has a putt of his own now. Chima with that a little hiccup and a blemish on hole number 11, the lone bogey on the scorecard today. But has actually come around and made multiple number of birdies as well. Khan as well, dropping one in over here on the 13th hole. Another birdie in this group. So both Chima and Khan would pick up a shot, but the difference between the players would remain the same. Just 2 shots. And we now have Vishesh Sharma, who will be attempting for his own birdie. As we take a look at Akshay Sharma. Akshay Sharma tapping the one in for par. Seems like something caught his hand there. Or did it? Vishesh putting for a birdie. Moved to 10 under par. Vishesh, who has dropped 4 shots on that scorecard today and picked up only 3, trying to get back to even par for the day, and he does.
A welcome sight for Vishesh. He's had a splattering of color all over that scorecard today. Lots of bogeys, birdies. And the good thing is that he's been able to make a birdie here, and that would really help his cause. 2 birdies back to back to get him to even par for the day.
I'll just call you over. I think we're in the process of losing it, my friend. बुलाएंगे आपको बुलाएंगे
अरे हम एडजस्ट कर लेंगे काइंडली
Kindly adjust.
क्या आपको
ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ
बुलाएंगे?
adjust ಮಾಡಿ.
ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ
Relax ಮಾಡಿ adjust ಮಾಡಿ. हिम्मत देख रहे हो, हिम्मत देख रहे हो.
बदलो ना सेम टक्का में टक चलता रहा है.
But it goes like this, you will also be out of it.
Yeah, for sure, because we'll be at the front of the yard. You drown with a sinking ship. There's no hiding.
Next, बोल देना, कोई बोगी बनाएगा तो. कैडी कोई गलती करेगा तो.
Now back to hole number 14. Then I've always thought, why stick to one when you can have two? And what I'm referring to is two Rahuls now will be joining you, Mr. Banerjee and Bajaj. Even the initials match. What a beautiful partnership this is going to be for the next few holes. Welcome, Mr. Rahul.
Thank you, Shaurya. On the heels of that bright and warm welcome back to the comms box, one has to say seems to be a bit of a gap opening up now between the two at the top of the leaderboard and the rest. With those two consecutive birdies that our event leader Angad Chima and Rashid Khan have picked up just now, the gap has now opened up to 5 for the leader and 3 for the player in second. That's Rashid Khan. Rashid, of course, showing flashes of his old form. A formidable opponent on his day. Has not been in the winner's circle for quite a while, and he'll be very, very hungry indeed to get back to where he feels he belongs.
Fourteenth here at Vooty is a par 3 of 177 yards. Pin today on the 14th is 18 in from the front and 8 from the right, making it a pretty tight pin to get close to. Players would be going with somewhat like a mid-iron here. And Chima now trying to move to 20 under par. Chima certainly trying to run away from the field, but Rashid Khan is keeping him on his toes. Chima seems to have airmailed that one. The windy condition here at the Vooty Golf County, temperature is pleasant at 28 degrees. Some winds are up to about 24 kilometers per hour. The course is playing fantastic with green speeds of 10 on the stimp meter. And the rough is up thanks to the tournament director, who believes that the rough around the greens is the defense that the course will have for the players. And scores, though, even then are 19 under par, and the third round is still underway. Angad Chima has shot the best round of this tournament at 11 under, which he shot just yesterday with so many birdies on the scorecard. The scorecard is running out of space. He made 9 birdies and an eagle on hole number 12 to be able to shoot an 11 under par to lead the tournament. And today is yet another day. Chima is 6 under par for the day with 7 birdies on that scorecard and just a lone bogey. And Jairaj Sandhu, who is putting on quite a show, even with 2 bogeys on that scorecard, is 9 under par for the day. Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching some of the top professional golfers in the country, and need I say, in the world, competing here at the Vooty Golf County. On your screens right now, this is the DP World PGTI Telangana Open 2026 being played here just outside of Hyderabad city. A brilliant showing of the players. The scoreboard is peppered with reds and deep reds, birdies and eagles all over the city of Nawabs.
Jairaj Sandhu has certainly matched Angad Chima's performance of yesterday. He put 11 birdies on his card. Unfortunately, he had 2 bogeys as well, and a card that had just 4 pars in it, and a whole lot of color up and down the length of his day's effort. But at the top, it's now Angad Chima, 19 under par, 6 under for the day. Rashid Khan keeping pace with him. The two have just pulling away now, Rahul, from the field. This is now looking to be more and more like a 2-horse race. And because not that there's any lack of effort from those behind. Arjun Sharma is keeping a clean card, 4 under for the day, but he is now 7 behind Chima. Manu, who was one of the co-leaders on the first day, also 7 behind. Veer Alawat also on 12 under par, as is Akshay Sharma. So there is now a bit of a gap opening out, and as we see, here is Vishesh Sharma coming out of the green side bunker. A pretty nifty effort there. And good judgment of distance. Never easy to play these shots, and with this, the soil in the bunkers, Rahul, it's not really sand, is it? It looks like a mix of the local red soil and sand, because this, as we heard one of our co-commentators mentioning earlier, it's certainly got a salmon pink look to it all.
Certainly, in fact, lots of people know about the fact that when you go from coast to coast and city to city, one of the factors that changes is the terrain, and you're also looking at the wind changing, the weather changing, and the kind of golf course you're playing, and the turf, as well as the speeds of the greens. But I think something that gets very easily overlooked is the way the sand changes from city to city and from state to state. And, we've seen this over and over in many parts of the country. We've seen the red soil coming up. Of course, the same sand, I think, also exists as the soil of the Golconda golf course, which is not very far away in the heart of the city. And that's the soil that they have over there. So absolutely right. I think we spoke a little bit about some red soil as well a few months ago at one of the events. I'm not quite sure which course that was, but we did have a very long chat over that as well. So, and what happens with the change of the sand is that for a player, it makes a huge difference, because the kind of technique that a player has to use in a soft sand bunker versus a hard sand bunker really changes. And then there is the grey sand, which you find in many locations, especially in the eastern part of the country. You've got the grey sand, which is like, they also call it balu in those areas. It's extremely soft, and to get out of that sand, you really need a very, very shallow angle of attack on the ball, while when you have heavy sand, you can really get away with a lot of steepness on the shot, and it's easier to impart spin. So, in softer sand, the turf interaction becomes much tougher. Turf interaction, or what I mean to say is interaction with the sand becomes a lot tougher to create ample amount of spin. And Vishesh Sharma there, he's got some work to do over here. He's got about 10 feet for that par attempt after coming out of the beach there. That one, probably a bit of an overread there by young Vishesh. He's got another 3 feet remaining for a bogey.
Also consider the fact, Rahul, that this is the 4th week of the what we are calling the back 9 of the DP World PGTI's 2026 season. And we have gone from Srinagar to Calcutta, from Calcutta to Kolar, which also, in a sense, it's very similar. It's also part of the Deccan Plateau, but very different challenge in its own way. And then now here at Vikarabad, outside of Hyderabad. So, I would imagine that the time the players, as soon as they reach the new venue, the time they spend on practice, getting a feel of not just the turf but also the sand, like you very correctly pointed out, the red laterite here being a completely different challenge from, say, the Balu sand of Calcutta, and so how, I'm sure there must be a fair amount of time devoted during practice to time in the bunkers as well.
As any experienced player should be, spending a lot more time in the bunker, just so that they can get astute with the interaction with that. And Angad Chima with yet another birdie here on the par 3, 14th hole, moves to 20 under par for the tournament. Unstoppable Chima. And a player should and must spend ample time in the bunker just to figure out whether it's soft or it's hard. And those are the players whom you will see adapt very, very quickly. And I think it certainly is one of those areas which gets overlooked, primarily because players, of course, are hoping never to make it in there. And I think, and then they are taken by surprise when they actually make it into a bunker, which, of course, as you can tell from all the bunkers like flanking this green, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 bunkers around that green, the chances that you're going to hit a miss it and be in one of them is very, very high. The fun fact is that if you're in a bunker, no matter what type of green you're playing, you can get really close to the hole and you can impart a lot of spin on the ball, provided you know what the sand behaves like.
Very good exposition there, and I think we saw a superb example of that a few holes ago, Rahul, when Rashid Khan came out of the bunker. It was a long bunker shot, 50 odd, probably 60 feet, but he chose to take a high flight on that and stuck it, pretty much a couple of feet from the pin with that one. So a great example of exactly what Rahul Bajaj has been telling you all, ladies and gentlemen. This is so many aspects of the game that need to be practiced, and here you have a look at how much the wind is picked up. In fact, it's been part of conditions through the day, and we are very fortunate today, Rahul, that the rain at least has held off. It kind of delayed the end of the second round yesterday, and then I think the field had to come back, I beg your pardon, on the first day, so the field had to come back and finish the first round, then play round 2 yet. And here we are back in action. Nice long high hit on there. This is what we've been talking about. A lot of the players actually capable of finding greens on some of the par fours at the Vooty Golf County, and right there you have another very good example of that. And as our drone pilots have been showing you, some of the greens are very odd shaped as well. That one looked like a cucumber, the one we just flew over. So that's adding a little bit of into Rashid. Looks like he's also 20, 30 yards shy. And here you go. This is exactly what we were talking about. Very different from Kolar, which had gigantic greens. These are slightly more shaped because the smaller course and it presents are somewhat different, but that doesn't seem to be deterring anybody in the field because the scores are getting lower and lower as we go deeper into the tournament. Vishesh Sharma now on 15.
Vishesh, a very strong ball striker, young lad from the city of Hyderabad. What a brilliant shot that by Vishesh, coming up just a wee bit short off the green. I think he's probably about just under 10 yards short of the green. On the 15th, the par 4 over here, the yardage is only 300 yards. So lots of players can reach the green over here. Although when you have a hole which is reachable, the one that has to really talk is not the driver. It is going to be the wedge and the putter which have to do most of the talking, because hitting it that distance is pretty much a common occurrence now. And as we look at the leaderboard for the day, which we have several times over, the players after this tournament move to play the Telangana Golconda Masters at the Hyderabad Golf Association, which is from September 1st to the 4th. Thereafter, the players move to Chennai at the TNGF Cosmo Golf Course to play the Chennai Open 2026, both tournaments for a prize purse of 1 crore rupees. Thereafter, players move all the way from there in Chennai to Chhattisgarh at Naya Raipur to play at the Nava Raipur Open 2026 at the Fairway Golf and Lake Resort. Thereafter, players move to Bengaluru Open 2026, all the way back down south at the Karnataka Golf Association to participate in the Bengaluru Open. What a tournament this will be, because players haven't played the KGA golf course on this calendar for a couple of years now, and it'll be great to see the PGTI back on this golf course, one of the top courses in the country. And from Bengaluru, players fly all the way back up to Greater Noida to play the Kapil Dev Invitational Tour Championship, which is for a prize purse of 2 crore rupees. So lots of money to be played for. And of course, at this moment, most of the money in this week's tournament seems to be in this man's bank already. Angad Chima leading the way at 20 under par, while Delhi's Rashid Khan follows at 17 under par. Hungry lad Rashid too, because he has been trying to get a victory of his own. He's been knocking on that door so hard and going bogey free today for the day. While Jairaj Singh Sandhu, after 2 dropped shots, has still managed to shoot 9 under par, 11 birdies on that scorecard. Must have been a fun day out there. And Arjun Sharma, who is tied alongside Manu Gandas and Veera Lawat, as well as Akshay Sharma at 12 under par. Crowded out here, but seems like a 2-man race at this point in time. Another aerial view here, as Mr. Banerjee pointed out a few moments earlier. Beautiful views of this golf course. And this is the aerial view of the 15th hole, the par 4, very much reachable. Pin today on the front part of the green, 9 in and 6 from the left, which means that the player must be able to impart ample spin on that wedge shot as they come in. Rashid, of course, seems to be the one who's going to be going first. He's placed himself nearly about 40 odd yards away from the flag location here.
I think we need to start naming these greens as well, Rahul. The one we saw earlier was a cucumber green. This is the watermelon green, and it definitely looks like that now. Maybe I'm just getting hungry. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but yeah. So there you have it. It's a little bit of a challenge today, as Rahul just said, because the pin position is right up front. So you need to, the players, the field needs to make sure that the ball doesn't run away too far up the green. And also, Rahul, as you were reading out the schedule for the remaining events, we'll go to a little bit of an interesting update for the season once as we watch Rashid going through with his shot. Nice soft hands with that one. Look at that. That's beautiful ball control right there, Rahul.
Certainly with that shot, we'll go into a small break as we look at the new format of play and the press conference of the DP World PGTI.
New feels good. New feels good. So true. This new feels good.
Excuse me. Can I get a bottle of peace, please?
Sure.
Naturally sourced from the Himalayas. Himalayan peace in a bottle.
Delivering golf anywhere you can imagine. That's smart logistics to a T.
Back to the action over here as we have Chima, who is eyeing yet another birdie here on the short par 4, the 15th hole, and he's just coming off a string of 3 birdies on the trot. The back nine has no pars for him, and Vishesh Sharma tapping that one in and makes one of his own. Vishesh Sharma hit it nearly onto the edge of the green here on the 15th. Couple of top scores of the day also are Amardeep Malik, who is currently at 12th position at 9 under par, has shot around a 6 under. Shivendra Singh Sisodia coming in with a 7 under par. So we take a look at Rashid Khan. Windy day, as you can tell over there. All the clothes are fluttering. Look for this ball to turn a little bit from the right to the left for Rashid Khan to move to 18 under par with this one. And he does. Rashid Khan is absolutely on the ball. Players in this group are making a birdie after a birdie. Seems like they probably will run out of holes today, the number of birdies that they're making. We take a look now at the leader, Chima. Chima has this 6-footer here to move to 21 under par to keep the lead to 3 shots. Tall, athletic Angad Chima trying to move to 21 under par with this putt. 7 under par for the day, and this one to move to 8 under par. Chima with a solid attempt there, but has given himself a bit of work to do. He's run that one nearly 4.5 feet by the hole. This putt for Chima to stay at 20 under par, as Rashid Khan has moved to 18 under par for the tournament, reducing the gap to now just 2 shots. Both players have been darting birdies on the course. Unfortunately, younger Chima would go on to drop a shot here on this short par 4. That is going to be costly, as Khan moves to 18 under and Chima drops off to 19 under par, reducing the gap to just 1 shot. What a hole this has been, a 2-shot swing. As we now bring you Shaurya Singh.
One could just sense this was coming, Rahul, because he has been, though he has picked up 3 birdies in a row before this Angad Chima, the amount of time he took over this putt was so inordinate that, it was, one could sense the uncertainty in his assessment of what he needed to do. He first ran it well past and then just kept it on the high side. So now all of a sudden there's a 2-shot swing, and Rashid Khan, who has yet to drop a shot, and I'm not putting the commentator's curse on him for this, as close to within 1. Shaurya?
Well, we have a look at that shot underway. Just a little short of the green. Thank you, Rahul Bajaj, for that musical introduction. I say, Rahul, you're a poet and you didn't even know it. going following in similar vein. Viraj, strong built, athletic Viraj Madappa, well-travelled international player. a golfing machine. I'd say the ideal physique for golf. Gets underway, hitting his second shot. I will soon take you to a little bit of a package that we'll show you.
So this is Monday where the DP World PGTI has announced its new schedule. There's a wraparound schedule which will come up from the end of this year, heading into next year. It was that there's an unveiling of a trophy for the race to the DP World India Championship and a lot more which will come up very shortly. Very interesting. DP World PGTI President Kapil Dev and CEO Amandeep Jol along with Hemant Ruhia of DP World were all present at a very well attended press conference, and we'll shortly give a good idea of what happened at that event.
The launch of the race to the DP World India Championship takes the journey a step further. It is about creating a scope for the Indian golfers to reach the global stage.
For us, the DP World India Championship is the biggest tournament in the country.
Exciting times ahead for golf, especially Indian golf. And the top 24 players on the race to DP World India Championship standings will earn their spot at the coveted DP World India Championship 2026, which will be played at the Delhi Golf Club. That marquee event on the DP World Tour, where the stars will descend upon Delhi. Currently, the stars have descended here in Telangana. Anga Chima stands ahead of all of them, but by just a mere shot over Rashid Khan, who's bruised but not beaten. Who's lost out quite a few battles. Has finished runner-up in top 5, but he's still looking for that solitary victory in the last few years. And Mason Pereira, magical hand. Now this will definitely be a sight for sore eyes, this shot. The way he plays it, the use of that underhand is just done to perfection. Look at how he hit that shot. Normally see that it's almost as if he just placed it on the green comfortably. No excessive spin, roll. It seems so much in control. And that tells you that they talk about bomb and gouge, the modern day golf, but I think there is a way that maybe it can get done this way. Of course, it's a lot more difficult, mind you. Really have to struggle. While we have a look at the players on the par 5, but it can be done. It's a lot more difficult. Akshay, it's should work its way closer to the flag. It's getting better. It's getting better. And that is masterful indeed, reminiscent of Tiger Woods' chip shot.
Making good use of the contours of the green there, almost like a backstop, the ball rolling back towards the pin. Yes, the Monday press conference, Shaurya, was very interesting because alongside all the other announcements, it was also made the top 60 who will, at the end of the Invitational Tour Championship with JP Greens, will keep their cards for next year. Everyone going back to Q School, they will join you. And the top 24 at the
After the end of the Tour Championship, we will get direct entries into the $4 million DP World India Championship at the Delhi Golf Club. So there's a lot to be played for over the next few weeks. Shaurya, this is really the critical part of the season. It's a turnaround. Here's one more example of, now this is slightly further away than you would have liked, but there you see again the contouring of the green working for or against the players, depending on where they landed the ball.
Yeah, really nifty chip shots there. Smart utilization of the lie of the ground. The flags are fluttering, lots of wind here. This is a rather comfortable golf course in all aspects. Brilliant facility, beautiful setting, and rather friendly green speed as well. And for these golfers with this ball so far now, this is really, I'd say, a walk in the park. With all due respect to this beautiful golf course, it's evident in the scoring. But I'll tell you, there are a few difficult holes as well. It's not easy pickings on the front nine. You can be in a spot of bother if you get a little too aggressive. And then we've seen, former number one also didn't quite make the cut. So it does bear its fangs when required. Now through Sharon, after that chip shot, worked its way a little too far from the hole. He would have wanted ideally something within 3 or 4 feet radius, but this is a makeable putt for all intents and purposes. And looks like he's looks like it's the inevitable return of the commentator's curse. I was going to say that looks like that ball is going to find the bottom of the cup, but sadly not this time.
Yes, went in and flicked out sideways. I mean, you have to, which means in some of these greens, you literally have to be centimeter perfect. Not even inch perfect will not be good enough. And that was a very good example right there. Mithun Pereira, who played on with very, very soft hands, as Shaurya was saying, just floated the ball onto the green. Not a lot of spin, but more judgment of distance and good use of the contour of the green, the upslope actually to break the ball, to slow the ball down before it reached the cup. So he's well placed. He'll be putting uphill actually with this but mid-range. Right, making no mistakes with that one, and leaving the stage for Mr. Pereira, a popular Mr. Pereira. He's on his way to becoming as much of a legend of Sri Lankan golf as his father was, Nanda Sena, the great man, great friend of many Indian golfers.
Mithun Pereira with what I'm assuming would be a par putt. I don't quite think that on a 560-yard par 5 he is over the green, but if he is, then that means he's started packing a punch. You never know. You can always get better. As there's this saying which is, in this day of Instagram and a lot of these motivational saying, you find them everywhere, 1% better every day. There's so much to look at, so much information. Sometimes it's important just to shut the world outside and get on about your task. And somebody who's doing that rather well is Angad Chima, the lad from Chandigarh. He's at 19 under par. Brilliant player, has been a professional for a decade and a half. And Rashid Khan, I'd say probably similar. And Rashid, though, is a lot more accomplished, even with his victories on the Asian Tour, has flown our flag far and wide, and Angad Chima as well. Quite a few victories here on the DP World Professional Golf Tour of India. Would be looking to add to that. Now Vishesh, he's having a breakout season, so as to speak, turned professional just last year. This is his first season, and considering that, I think he's done rather well. Now this par 5. Let's see if he can get this on the green and make another birdie here. Oh, that's a really good shot. Just coming up short. The green should be able to get up and down from there to this tricky pin position. This is the final group, which is Sharma. And look at Angad. Angad, of course, hits the ball further than Vishesh. Also, quite tall Angad. Would really help him on this approach shot. Able to launch it high, especially given where the flag pin position is. That would rather come in handy to get the ball in from an elevated height. He wants to bring it to an abrupt stop. Look at that. He's really hiked that. And look at that, right on cue. I think it's going to go. Is it going to go in the hole, ladies and gentlemen? That has to be the best shot that we've seen in a long while on the DP World Professional Golf Tour of India. Ladies and gentlemen, these guys are good. And it seems like right now, Angad Chima is definitely a cut above the rest.
We almost had the rarest of rare, and it would have been an albatross had he hold that. It would have been, this is the second shot, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah, pretty good. And like Shaurya is saying, terrific demonstration of not just ball striking, but also assessing how far the wind might carry it and where exactly to land it, how much spin to impart to the ball to get it as close to that cup as possible. And that was just an outstanding display of exactly that. Left himself with about 4 or 5 feet. Really, in the perspective matters in these things, and from the angle we were looking at, it was a little misleading. You see a repeat of that. I'm sure I will talk you through the shot.
Yeah, I think the shot does all the talking here. It's been an absolute beauty. The way the hole is playing downwind, you can see that flag is fluttering. So, not quite certain if that could be a second. It would be a Herculean drive if he's been able to get there. It's a 550-yard hole, so he would soon have confirmation if he was indeed there and won, which is a little unlikely, but either way, it's either given birdie or a given eagle. That does make this penultimate day a lot more easier. Oh, he has his hands up, so might be his second shot, you never know. And the fact that he's been able to get that to an abrupt stop as well is rather impressive, given the tailwind. That's another thing to consider. As I was talking about the elevation that he gets because he's tall and he hits it rather high, this also helps the ball to come to an abrupt stop. And on a pin position like that, he's been able to utilize the lie of the land. And believe you me, from personal experience, when you hit a shot like that, you're always praying that it should be within a putter length. You know, you've done all the good work. Now you don't want to put in the work to try and hold that putt. That's just some more information for you, how the player would be thinking. You know, you hit a great shot. The last thing you want to do is try and make a 5-6 footer for, you know, to sort of complete that journey of that good shot. So it seems he might not have any trouble there. It should be within 3 feet. While Rashid Khan now with this tricky bunker shot finds himself on the left out of view, and with that green sort of sloping away, it might be difficult, but he has those brilliant quick hands. He's able to generate a lot of speed, and that's something that he'll need on this bunker shot.
While you were away, sorry, I've been naming the greens. So we had a cucumber green, we had a watermelon green. This one certainly looks like a chappal, so we'll call this the sandal green. Look at the shape. And yes, as it's not the easiest of shots, Rashid's coming out of the bunker, and there will be a certain amount of ball. The ball will run away from the pin, so it's going to be a terrific test. He did give us a fabulous demonstration on hole number 12, also par 5, when he just floated the ball out beautifully from the bunker. And here's one more example. Let's see what he does with it.
Yeah, this does have a severe slope, as you saw. Bishesh's ball got a little under the ball, so just ran away. So we need to put all the spin that he can manage to. It's a fine balance, this shot. It's going to run away otherwise, and as I predicted, that it's rather difficult from that angle. And you know, this is where course management can make such a difference. An inch here or there. You missed this green on the right hand side, you have a lot easier chip coming up into the uphill. But on the contrary, you can only get it close to the flag if you try to work it from left to right. So you sort of caught between a rock and a hard place. So still has a chip in for birdie. And Angad Chima looking cool as ice with those wraparound M frames that were made famous by David Duval back in the day. I don't quite recall anybody else wearing them with such chutzpah.
Well, Angad certainly needs to make all the gains he can get because Rashid is right on his tail now. The deficit is just 1. And like we mentioned a little while ago, Shaurya, this is quickly turning into a 2-horse race. I mean, between Chima and Khan, they put a substantial gap to third place Jairaj Singh Sandhu, who is 14 under for the tournament. Hani Basoya, Veer Alawat, and Akshay Sharma 13 under. So this is a very critical hole for Angad Chima as well, because if he wants to maintain that advantage he has, or in fact increase it back to where at one time he led Rashid Khan by 3 strokes, which is now down to 1. So and Rashid has not had the best or the easiest of times on this one. I think he has a putter in hand, so let's see how it works out.
Yeah, this is a makeable putt. The good thing for him that the hard parts have already been done. It's gone through the downhill. Now he has an uphill putt. And about 12-14 feet. Although Vishesh would really be finding himself in an advantageous position because he'll be able to get the lie of the land, the speed and the break. So he'll of course be watching this putt rather keenly, I assume. And that bobbled up a little bit on Rashid Khan, and that's why it stays a few inches short of the cup. He'd feel that's an opportunity gone a begging, especially as Angad is right on target. So looks like Angad will open up a 3-shot lead now, if that is indeed his second shot. Now Vishesh with that aim point technique that a lot of the youngsters employ. That's another thing. I think trends, we see they are generational. You don't see many players in their 40s really employ that. It's more of a younger generation sort of technique is aim point. While we have a look at Manu Gandas. Been seeing him a lot in the AI promos, and looks as dandy in real life now. Gets underway on hole number 18 of the former number 1 right on the flagstick. What an absolute dart by him. These greens are inviting, and he's more than happy to take them up on it.
Vishesh Sharma having got the benefit of the read from Rashid Khan's putt just behind him. To see whether he makes the most of it. He's backed away. I think the wind has just picked up. Very interesting that you made the point about aim point being generational, Shaurya, because more than one of the seniors, I mean 40 plus players, have been grumbling about the amount of time the newer generation of players take over the round. And one of the reasons they attribute, Colin Montgomery was very, very specific about it. He says this aim point nonsense takes hours away from the round. And yes, unfortunately, Vishesh Sharma is not really making the most of that.
Well, Vishesh Sharma, unfortunately, at aim point not coming to the rescue. It's a great technique, though. All techniques that help the ball get in the hole are welcome. But I do take umbrage to the fact that he said senior golfers over 40. I'm not quite certain what to make of you, Mr. Banerjee. Sometimes you say young man, and then in the same sentence you say the senior golfers over 40 have taken offense to time being taken. So I'm in a little bit of a flux. I'm not certain if I'm young or old. All I know that I'm watching one of the best golfers in India, and obviously he has an eagle putt, and the best golfers, maybe some of the best golfers internationally who've descended on Vooty Golf County. And this putt, he would really be looking to be assertive with this one. Shouldn't break too much. And this would really cap off a beautiful hole for Anga Chima after that brilliant shot, and it shot us straight as an arrow. What an eagle for Anga Chima. It was so close to an albatross, or as the Americans like to call it, double eagle. But a single eagle, it will be for Anga Chima, who would move to 21 under par, now 3 head. Rashid Khan had a 2-shot swing on the previous hole with Anga Chima. Unfortunately, he'll have to make do with a 3-shot swing here. So, Gaurav Pratap Singh on hole number 18. Putting in the hard yards is Gaurav Pratap Singh. Currently sitting at 6 under par, 1 over par, not his best day today. And will have a lot of work if he's to get into the top 10 tomorrow. Will need to shoot a low number. Gaurav Pratap Singh. And some of the internationals, Joshua Seal at 11 under par. That's a little bit of a tongue twister. Subhash Taman as well at 11 under par. Koichiro Ishika from Japan, the man from the land of the rising sun, 9 under par. Gaurav Pratap Singh on hole number 18. Spot breaking a little from his left. Oh, breaking a little bit too much, and it's been that sort of day for Gaurav Pratap. GPS, as he's called fondly by a lot of us, doesn't look like a happy camper at this point in time. We'll have to regroup and come and attack the final day tomorrow. Some of the other international, Mithun Pereira, who made an eagle on hole number 1, is at 1 over par for the day. Jamal Hussain, MD Akbar Hussain, his countryman, 7 under par. Stepan Danik, the man from Czechia, at 4 under par. And Declan Kenny, the American, at 3 under par. If I'm not wrong, the American with Irish roots is at 3 under par. And Sukraj Singh Gill from Canada is at 1 under par. And we have a look at Arjun here with a makeable birdie putt. Also in red.
That's very well read and very well converted from Arjun. Will certainly want to be part of the top 60 at the end of our final tournament at Bangalore, at the KGA, after which the top 60 will go into the Tour Championship and also keep the cards for next year. So Arjun, on his home course, will look to really make an impact there, because the top 24 from there will get entries into the $4 million DP World India Championship. Manu Gandas is next, and he too is looking to make gains, which he does. And considering the fact that I made the reference to Colin Montgomery, I don't think you have any reason to be really either offended or hurt, because I didn't even think you were in the 40s. I was looking at you somewhere you may have a little bit of grey in your hair, but otherwise you look like somewhere in the lower 30s, not even in the higher 30s. So you were not even you were not in the radar. It was strictly Colin Montgomery, not Shaurya Singh.
Thank you for that. My day just got a little better, ladies and gentlemen, and somebody else whose day has also been sweetened has been Anga Chima. He's been reeling off a lot of birdies, buried the first, the 6th, 7th, the 9th, the 10th, 12th, 13th, 14th, and then capped it off with a brilliant eagle on hole number 16. And now we have a Veer Lawat on hole number 18, the par 4, which has also seen quite a few birdies today. Flag right at the front. He leaves himself a 20-footer. Hole number 18 measures 387 yards. And The 17th, probably the longest hole here, 475 is a par 4. Dhruv Sharon on the 17th. You can see his trousers are fluttering thanks to the wind, which is picked up in the afternoon. And he's happy to have made that. Mithun Pereira. Back to Sanit Chaurasia. Really good with his wedges. And right on cue, another beautiful wedge shot by Sanit. And that gets better as we speak. And seems like the putter is rather bulky today. It's not quite agreeing with the owner. And it's been that sort of a day that his most trusted weapon has been misfiring.
Nathan Pereira looking a little miffed at his effort. It's a little bit either a misread or didn't really translate into what his putter did with the ball actually. So just a little unhappy with himself.
We'll just get back after a short infomercial break.
पढ़ता है खेलता है झूलता उछलता है दौड़ता कभी कभी दौड़ कराता है आगे आगे बढ़ता है इंडिया अमूल दूध पीता है इंडिया
Presenting the expertise of wealth management with the power of a bank.
Excuse me. Can I get a bottle of peace, please?
Sure.
Naturally sourced from the Himalayas. Himalayan peace in a bottle.
Back to the action on the long par 4. Vishesh Sharma, the youngster, having turned professional this year. Some good finishes under his belt already. An industrious player. Right now trying to keep it under the wind is Vishesh. Trying to chase it up and leaves it short. Back to the 18th, we have Veer Lawat. That putt snaking its way all towards the hole, and that would not find the bottom of the cup for Veer Lawat. And for those of you joining us, it's never too late. You joined us in our live broadcast of the penultimate day of the Telangana Open 2026 on the DP World Professional Golf Tour of India. Well, you have a look at Angad Chima. Now, this is another place where he can really showcase his, his brilliance with the irons. Right in the fairway. Probably have somewhere in the vicinity of 180 yards maybe, give or take. This is a part of the game that he really separates himself from the rest of the field. Likes to work the ball right to left with the irons, and this would really suit his eye, would this golf shot. Another one of those towering iron shots, and just comes up short. You can see the hole is playing into the wind, but all things considered, that should be a fairly straightforward up and down for Angad Chima. Post this week, the tour will head on to Golconda Masters at Hyderabad Golf Association. And then for the Chennai Open, Nava Raipur Open, Bengaluru Open, and then capping it off with the Kapil Dev Invitational Tour Championship. Sanit Chaurasia does well, holds that. That would be really well done by the man from Kolkata. He's come back after this is comeback season, missing for almost 2 seasons after that grievous back injury. Injuries can really plague a career, having known from personal experience. So important to keep yourself fit and healthy. I think that's 90% of the battle. Joshua Seal, 11 under par. This is to get to 12. He's by no means out of it. If he can get to 12, stay within knocking distance. Well done. Really finding his form is Joshua. You see, he's a poker-faced campaigner, as I said. He's a serious lad. Veer Lawat. And then, of course, the final event will be the jewel in the crown of Indian golf, the DP World India Championship being played at Delhi Golf Club. Veer Lawat holds that in with ease. And yeah, the customary handshake and the topping of the hat, paying your respects to fellow competitors, rivals. It's a lot about honor and respect. The game of golf, so different from other games, and often it is said that it's a microcosm of life.
Very true. Gentleman's game is what it's known as. So much of what happens on the golf course is left to the player and his integrity or her integrity. So yes, certainly. Vishesh, young man, 19-year-old from Hyderabad, just up the road. He's not had the best of days, but he's certainly pulled his round together towards the end, and he's fought himself back to at least level par for the day. Sunit Chaurasia unfortunately finishing there with a bogey and 7 under par for the tournament. Angad Chima now our leader. 3 shots, now the gap back to 3 shots from Rashid Khan. Angad chipping on.
Oh, that's beautifully executed by Angad Chima. Gave that a lot of airtime. And seems that all facets of the game are well and truly under control at this time for the Chandigarh lad. So 21 under par. Will have another crack at birdie on hole number 18 to try and get to 22 under par. You know, we've seen there's nothing which is an unsurmountable lead. Vishesh now. That was fairly straightforward chip shot. And that's the second time we've seen it. Even on the par 5, that was a rather underwhelming chip shot by Vishesh. So I think that's an area of the game that is definitely misfiring at this moment.
It looked like his club got snagged. I think he's coming in off the rough, so maybe it just caused a little bit of the heel of the club may have got stuck in the grass. Because it's definitely underhit and barely cleared the fringe of the green. Now Rashid Khan, whose approach has overshot the pin substantially, will be coming back a long way for this birdie putt, what should be a birdie putt for him. But he's got to traverse pretty much the length of the green. The flag is, in all the 3 final holes have been extreme far right, far left, far right. So in that sense, Chima's chip on was absolutely perfect. Rashid Khan now with a lot to do for this birdie putt.
The greens sun-baked. Comfortable speed. A different texture from the golf course, but rolling through is the feedback that we've gotten from the player, the Rashid Khan. Want to make this birdie. Get a little closer to Angad Chima. And that sneaks away. Good 4.5 feet by. We'll have that. We'll have his work cut out in order to make par. At this point in time, Jairaj Sandhu is the closest pursuer, apart from Rashid Khan, and he's 7 behind Angad Cheema. So seems like this week yet again might be a 2-horse race like we saw the previous week, but you can never quite rest on your laurels in golf as we saw the previous week. Unfortunate loss for Shaurya. And as they say, one man's loss is another man's gain. Mohammad Azhar had a week to remember.
Well, Rashid seems to have hit a bit of a patch, which our event leader Angad Cheema certainly has made full use of. Rashid getting a par on the 16th. Angad walked away with an eagle, so back to a 3-shot cushion between the first and second place. 4-shot gap between Rashid Khan in second and Jairaj Sandhu in third place. Local boy, 19-year-old from Hyderabad, Vishesh Sharma. Playing in very senior and august company. Does something like this have an effect on a young player when you're playing with a multiple winner, an Asian Games medalist, someone that has both have had stellar careers, and you're 19 years old? Does it affect you? Do you feel intimidated? Do you feel elevated?
Well, I think these players are not going to be affected. Maybe from years past, when we used to play with better players, used to think a lot. But I think the likes of Vishesh, now they've already performed and they've hit the ground running. So you've seen what the youth of today is as compared to as that just goes a begging. Rashid Khan, that bulky putter is not going to let you win. You'll have to get it under control tomorrow. And we've seen that every facet of the way works metronomically beautifully for him on the final 2 days, apart from the putter. He has to find a way, really, come hell or high water, he has to figure out a way that how to get the putts rolling in. Otherwise it's going to be difficult to win on the DP World Professional Golf Tour of India. He does everything right, and right at the end it sort of gets undone, and I'm certain that he'll figure it out. But somebody who's not going to be complaining is Angad Cheema. Is going to be forehead. And coming back to your point that the opposition can sometimes intimidate you, but I think you're too deep in the tournament and you're just thinking about your own game. And I think that's more of a case when you're sort of mano y mano, you're going head to head with somebody, and then you probably think about it when you're the last two left to sort of tango. But not here. There are too many players in the fray. Maybe there can be some butterflies if you're playing against somebody who is totally out of your league. But that's not quite the case, to be honest. They're all really good players. And we have a look at hole number 18, Drusharan, with his chip that needs to settle down or settle in almost.
With that bogey, I think now Rashid Khan has given even a little bit more of the advantage, the momentum back to our event leader. Angad Cheema now will be 21 under par, having walked away with a par on that par for 17th. Rashid Khan will drop to 17. So there's a gap of 4 between first and second, and now a gap of 3 between second and third. Jairaj Singh Sandhu, having completed his round, 9 under par for the day, is 14 under for the tournament. Rashid Khan currently 6 under par for the day and 17 under for the tournament. But before that, it's Akshay Sharma on screen, looking to finish off things. This is his final hole, the penultimate group. We've seen plenty of action today. There have been a few eagles, there have been more than one double bogey, and a whole lot of birdies in between. So this is extremely colourful scorecard in front of us, and with good reason. Receptive greens with a very amenable green speeds, but certainly the wind playing a factor. A little bit of rural India for you in the background. Here's all the high-tech in display in Angad Chima's hands and from his club. In the back you have a very traditional shot of Indian agriculture. People on their haunches weeding the plots. And Angad now certainly has caught a second wind. Along with the wind that is blowing across Vooty Golf County, he is really not flagging at all. He's keeping up the pressure on the rest of the field. He's now 4 up on the pack and not letting up in any way whatsoever. Clean, lovely, clean hitter of the ball. Spider, very typical spidery figure, and also has very, very good hands when needed.
Yes, and Rashid Khan, the final tee off for the day, and that would find its way to the intermediate cut, not quite on the fairway as it appears from our vantage point. It's been a beautiful moving day, so as to speak, here in Telangana, Vooty Golf Club. 8 under par, your leader, Angad Chima. It's been on a brilliant run in the last few weeks, playing really well. And closely followed by Rashid Khan, who's been the mainstay in so many tournaments, right there within knocking distance. Maybe he can finally get it done this week. He'll have a little bit of a bridge to cross, though, as we have a look at Dhruv Sharon with 3-footer, and very assertive on that. What a fine young player Dhruv has turned out to be. Married a few years ago. Wife belongs to Japan, and I think he's played some golf there as well. Now Dhruv travels there often, and you really love this melting pot of cultures, and not just the game of golf. I think it just does a lot generally. Bilateral relationships and so on and so forth. I think it's a beautiful story, and his golf reflects that as well. A more measured approach. That's a good putt right there. So that Akshay, Mr. Consistency, ends his round.
Well, moving day coming to an end. We are into the final group. We'll be playing the 18th hole. Certainly there's been plenty of movement up and down the leaderboard. Some big gains made on the day. Jairaj Singh Sandhu, of course, being the biggest. 9 under round. Hani Basoya coming out of nowhere literally with a rattling run, picking up 5 shots over his final 7 holes. 6 under for the day. Arjun Sharma, 5 under for the day. Subhash Tamang finishing earlier, 6 under for the day. As did Amardeep Malik. So there have been plenty of gains made up and down the leaderboard. But at the very top, it's the man on your screen and the man ahead of him who will head into the final day tomorrow, the closest to the winner's purse. It's a long cooling drink there for our leader. Angad Chima looking very suave in those glasses and his purple shirt. You can see just how much the wind is going to be a factor. Even now it's still whipping around. In fact, we saw Vishesh Sharma step away from his ball, and the young man on screen now. This languid practice swing. I think he's waiting for the wind to just ease off a bit. He is the one who actually stepped away from his ball on the green a couple of holes ago because the wind suddenly gusted across. Still looking to find best line on this 18th hole, final hole for the day on day 3 at the 1 crore rupee Telangana Open.
Yeah, Vishesh currently sitting in at 12th position. Needs this birdie to get inside the top 10. Feel a lot more comfortable there. And can mount another challenge tomorrow. Try to get a good top 5 finish going. Or maybe shoot the lights out 10 under par and try and compete for the tournament. You never know. It's all happened before on the DP World Professional Golf Tour of India. Here now on the final hole, Anga Chima leading the tournament at 21 under par. It's been a low scoring week and he's definitely made the most of it as Angad. Rashid Khan is closest challenger gets underway, likes to hit a right to left draw as well. It's been an ideal shot for Rashid and he has done rather well, 12 feet or so. Angad Chima now getting underway. I'd like to welcome back Rahul Bajaj.
Thanks, Shaurya. And Chima, of course, coming off with that eagle on hole number 16 is really taken off on Rashid Khan, and clearly not really even picking up one shot on that par 5 seems to be costing Rashid a wee bit right now. But there are still 18 holes to go tomorrow, and it shall remain to be interesting. And we've seen a lot of drama unfolding over the last 18 holes of a tournament, even when there are 6 shots being contended for. So I think we have a lot of golf still which remains to be played, and interesting few facts have been divulged via the latest press conference that was held of the DP World PGTI just recently, just this past Monday. And the tournament calendar now features 9 tournaments worth a prize purse of 10 crore rupees, which are all the tournaments that the players are playing right now for a prize purse of 1 crore per event, and closing in with the Kapil Dev Invitational at Greater Noida for 2 crore, which totals up these 9 tournaments for 10 CR. And the players would thereafter, 24 players move to play the DP World India Championship and the Order of Merit Champion, as well as the player who gets the playing rights exemption into the European Tour, the DP World Tour for the year after, is actually going to be decided after the DP World India Championship. So big news here for the professional golfers in the country, and interesting one. Chima, who's come up a wee bit short off the screen over here, will have to show us what he can do with the lob wedge. We'll need to cook up something special over here. Maybe hit a lofty little shot into this hole. The pin is only 6 in from the front and 5 from the right, making it a pretty tight pin position to make an up and down do from where he's left himself. But the greens being receptive should help his cause.
Yes, and the future is so bright that I gotta wear him shades. That's how I look at Anga Chima, wearing those stylish shades now. Pretty certain Rahul will be fashioning them the next time in his teaching journey. And this is not the easiest of shot, a lot of elevation to contend with, and a steep downhill as the ball pitches on the green. We need to get some perches here, and we've seen that he's really refined that chipping technique. So my guess is that should not really be an issue for him at all to get this close.
Chima seems to be going with a lofted club over here. He's not using any hinge whatsoever. Seems like he's got an open club face. He's going to pop this one up in the air, and he does. It looks like he's made a pretty good effort over here, trying to make it stop, and it does. And Anga Chima would still have about 4 feet remaining for a par on par 4, 17th. The 17th here is a long par 4 of 475 yards. Seems like they took a couple of yards from the 15th hole par 4 and added them onto the 17th, making it longer than long. Vijay Sharma, local lad, ready to putt this one from about 30 odd feet away. For those of you who have been late in joining us, ladies and gentlemen, you're watching the leader group on the moving day. The third round of the Telangana Open 2026 being played here at the Vooty Golf County. Vishesh Sharma, the young lad from Hyderabad, is currently at 10 under par, putting for a birdie. Turn in, turn in, turn in, turn in, and Vishesh Sharma leaves that one wee bit short of the hole. Super attempt, but comes up a little short.
That camera angle really showed us what Angad Chima was facing, and at times that's very important, so you can ascertain that what the player faces. That pin was almost at eye level. So there's a lot of elevation to contend with, and I thought he executed it to perfection, but still got only about 5 feet to the flag, so still has some work to do in order to secure his par here. It's been a beautiful day though. You can see those flowers sort of capping that beauty. Rashid Khan at 18 under par, the decorated golfer from Delhi. Has played a lot of golf on the Asian Tour. And look at that, finally that putter works. And much to the delight of its master, finally getting one in the bank, so as to speak. And he would definitely be a happy camper. 19 under par. Now the pressure right back on Angad Chima. It's been a game of seesaw between these two, it appears.
The seesaw shall remain until we reach the end of tomorrow's round. It will be yet another interesting last 18 holes, and I'm so looking forward to it. I'm sure so are our viewers. It is going to be a super fight out there. Most importantly, Angad Chima is completely in form. We have Rashid Khan, who's been knocking on the door and is going bogey free for the day today. And we've also got Jairaj Singh Sandhu, who's just come up with a 9 under par. He's a long shot away, but if he plays the way he has today, the sky is the limit, and he could certainly be up there as well. Chima and Rashid at this moment, of course, have got only 3 shots that separate them. Well, we still have got 2 holes remaining to be played over here in this penultimate round, the moving day. And of course, the move by Angad Chima has remained only in one direction, to stay at the top. Chima now putting for a par over here. This putt should break a little bit from the right to the left, probably just about half a ball out from the right side is where he should start it. And Chima probably hit that one a touch too firm, and he'd go on to drop a shot on this hole. But good attempt here. I mean, seemed like a pretty solid putt through and through, but didn't quite turn as much as he expected it to. And there he's telling his caddy, Aini, Aini.
Yes, of course. I'd say it's always the caddy's fault. It's never the player's fault. But that caps off the final day. Angad Chima and Rashid Khan have been playing a game of you first. They've been exchanging birdies and bogeys on the same hole. And that sees his lead dwindle from 3 to 1 in the blink of an eye. He would move back to 20 under par, and Rashid Khan would inch closer at 19. It appears that there are just these 2 players at this point in time. Jairaj Sandhu with a shot, of course. If he can replicate the Midas touch that he exhibited today, then of course he'll be right there in the reckoning for this beautiful trophy. And Hani Bisoya, Arjun Sharma, Veer Lawat, Akshay Sharma, all of them also in with a shot. And Angad Chima caps off a beautiful day. Be a little dismayed with a bogey, but I think all in all it's he's marching on really well towards that trophy. But it's never going to be easy, and we've seen that on the DP World Professional Golf Tour of India. Ladies and gentlemen, you should tune in again at the same time, and we'll bring you some highlights soon. And of course, a final word from the wise, all knowledgeable oracle, Mr. Rahul Bajaj.
On the PGTI order of merit currently after the Kolar Open, which was held just last week at the Zion Hills Golf County, is led by Saptak Talwar, who's currently leading at a total prize purse earned of 86 lakhs and 33,000 rupees. And Jared Hack from the United States of America follows at number 2. Akshay Sharma from Chandigarh at number 3. Kshitij Naved Kaul at number 4. Om Prakash Chauhan at number 5. And it is going to be an absolutely interesting run, the race to the DP World India Championship, and moreover the race to the top of the order of merit over here is going to be an absolutely interesting one to watch. Om Prakash Chauhan and Veer Alawat, who are currently at 5th and 6th position, have finished atop this order of merit and have had playing rights on the DP World Tour, and it is going to be interesting to see who actually finishes on top, because Saptak Talwar also does play a lot on the Hotel Planet Tour, so he would be looking to capture his card for the coming year for the main tour to play, and so it's going to be absolutely interesting. And of course there you have that order of merit, the race to DP World India Championship. And, there we have it. Saptak, Jared, Akshay Sharma, Kshitij Naved Kaul, Om Prakash, Veer, Honey, Jamal. So you've got 2 international names over here on that in the top 10 currently. There we've got Khalin Joshi, who's at 9th, Mohammad Azhar at 10th, Dhruv Shoran 11th, Shaurya Bhattacharya at 12th position, Kartik Singh, young Kartik Singh, in fact at number 13, Rashid Khan at 14th, Anshul Kaptial at 15th, and Shubham Jaglan at 16th position. Also Shubham Jaglan plays a lot internationally. He's got himself a card for the PGA Tour Americas and has played on the US collegiate golf teams. So all in all, we are looking at a very interesting race to the DP World India Championship over the next few months. Back-to-back tournament weeks for the players, and players after this tournament will be moving to play the Telangana Golconda Masters at the Hyderabad Golf Association, followed by Chennai Open, and then the Nawa Raipur Open, and then the Bengaluru Open. And that would conclude. The players will then move to the Kapil Dev Invitational Tour Championship. That becomes the race to the DP World India Championship. 24 players from the top of that are going to move to play the DP World India Championship alongside Tommy Fleetwood, Rory McIlroy, and major champion Ryan Fox. Being played at the Delhi Golf Club for the second year in running for $4 million. 24 players from the DP World PGTI will be competing at the joint sanction event, and the number 1 on the order of merit on the DP World PGTI will be decided after this tournament, and that would also decide that order of merit champion will actually go on to play the DP World Tour for the 2027 season. There we have the leaderboard after the penultimate round of the Telangana Open 2026. Anga Chima leads the way at 20 under par. Rashid Khan just 2 shots away at 18 under par. Mind you, it is going to be an interesting day tomorrow. And Jairaj Singh Sandhu, who is at 14 under par. He's 6 shots away from the lead. Arjun Sharma tied alongside Delhi's Hani Bersoya at a tie for 4th position. Veer Alawat, Akshay Sharma had a tie for 6th position. And Joshua Seal, Subhash Tamang and Manu Gandas at a tie for 8th. As we now will go on to the highlights of the day, of this penultimate round.
To voice highlights.
So we now have the highlights of the day. Arjun Sharma from Greater Noida. Off the tee over here on the 10th hole. The tee shot splitting the fairway into halves. Viraj Madappa, who came up a wee bit short on that putt. Big and that swinging easy Veer Lawat. What a rhythmical golf swing, very flowy swing does Veer have, and Chima, the leader, rolling in. So is Chima not so happy with that little pitch mark or spike mark that deviated his ball away from the plans. Akshay Sharma coming up a wee bit short over there. That chip attempt now from there, and comes up surprisingly short. Rashid Khan from the fairway here on the par 5 launches that one up high in the sky and drops it like a butterfly, though inside the bunker. And sits down low. There is Anga Chima. What a brilliant shot, that darting a fairway wood onto the green on the par 5. And runs that. Dhruv Shoran on the par 5 12th. And there we have the young Vishesh Sharma trying to make an up and down for a birdie, and a superb chip attempt here on the short par 4. Dhruv Shoran and young Vishesh Sharma again on the par 3, the 11th. Tucks that one into the bunker, and well, a good bunker shot that one, but runs that by the hole, and that was his attempt for a par. Not quite making it into the middle of the cup, and Chima, of course, finding the middle of the cup through and through, owing to yet another blistering round of 7 under par. Couple of drop shots today, but still managed to shoot 7 under par even after 3 drop shots. What absolutely scintillating golf here being showcased by Anga Chima from Chandigarh, and Akshay Sharma, another lad from Chandigarh, chipping it absolutely on the side and using the contours like it's the back of his yard. Dhruv Shoran, birdie putt, and horseshoes that one out to the side. So we take a look now at Chima coming up from the fairway here. A brilliant approach shot, this one for Angad, and Rashid Khan cleans up. Manu Gandas. Chima rolling yet another putt into the middle of the cup there for an eagle on hole number 16th. Shoran rolling in yet another putt. Brilliant approach shot. Now comes up Chima from the fairway. Comes up a bit short off the green here. We'll need to contend with that up and down. And Sunil Charasya, a young lad from Kolkata, who's currently at 19th position. And there we have Joshua Seal from Uganda at 11 under par for the tournament. Also coming up with a 3 under par round today. Played alongside Veer Lawat and Chima. What a brilliant chip. Khan, long range away, never backing down, always giving it the run. Young Vishesh Sharma burning the edge. Khan burning yet another edge, burning it from all sides, this leader group. Chima though, finding the middle of the cup. No edges for him. Man at 20 under par. Just on the left side of the fairway, but in the short stuff. Akshay Sharma crouches over on his putts. Likes to stand with rounded shoulders. Chima on the 18th from the right front of the green. Pin was just 7 in today, a tough up and down. Khan with yet another putt here, making another birdie on the last hole to finish at 18 under par. And just 2 shots away from the leader, Angad Chima. This, ladies and gentlemen, concludes the highlights of the day for the penultimate round of the Telangana Open 2026. Do join us tomorrow for the final round.
Welcome back, everyone. This is the end of day 3, or the moving day as they like to call it. And there's been a lot of movement on the scoreboard. We've seen Angad Chima leading the tournament, Rashid Khan 2 shots apart from him, and big movers. Jairaj Singh Sandhu there moving up 17 positions, and Subhash Tamang again 12 positions. What a day we've had, Nikhil.
I know, Valusha. It's been a day of quite a few up and downs. You mentioned the big movers today. Jairaj Singh Sandhu, the southpaw left-hander, right up there now in 3rd position with a total of 9 under. Total of 14 under today's round of 9 under. And of course, Subhash Tamang, 6 under today, total 11 under, moves into the top 10. So there was also a little up and down round for our leader, Angad Chima. He's finally at 20 under total today, but he had a couple of blips in the middle, a couple of bogeys. He had an eagle 2 and a string of birdies, but he's kept his lead. He's still leading by 2 shots at 20 under.
Right, eagle there on the 16th, a couple of bogeys. Can you describe his day?
Well, as I said, a little up and down compared to yesterday. Yesterday was, like a near perfect round for him, 11 under. And most importantly, he's managed to maintain his lead in these windy conditions. And he rolled in some putts today while I was commentating. I was following his group throughout, and he looks like he's a man on a mission, and he's not had a win for a while now. So he looked quite calm and composed out there. And today 7 under, a total of 20 under still ahead. Rashid Khan on his heels at 18 under.
Right, and I was just going to say, it looks like a 2-horse race there between Angad and Rashid.
At the moment, it does, but anything can happen. At the moment, there's daylight between the top 2 and the rest. Jairaj Sandhu, of course, as we mentioned earlier, 9 under today, total 14 under. Anything can happen on the final day, considering the wind is playing such a major role over here. And there's a tricky stretch, as I mentioned, 17, 18 over here. So during the final stages of the tournament, you can see a few ups and downs, a little bit of a roller coaster ride tomorrow. And we also have in contention behind the top 3, Hani Besoya at 13 under total with a 6 under today, and Arjun Sharma 5 under today, 13 under, Veer Lawat 12 under, and Akshay Sharma 12 under. So there's a little bit of a gap between the top 2 and the rest, but they can make up for it if somebody makes a charge tomorrow.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. So this would be a great time, Nikhil, to remind our viewers that the Telangana Open is part of our race to the DP World India Championship. Can you just remind them?
Absolutely, like we spoke about it in the morning, the race to DP World India Championship is on. We just announced it earlier this week on Monday in Delhi with our president, Mr. Kapil Dev, and Mr. Hemant Ruya from DP World making the announcement jointly in Delhi. And let me tell you, the stakes are higher than ever before. The players are fighting for the top 24 spots on the order of merit, because the race is basically the DP World PGTI order of merit, and the top 24 from that earning their spots for the big ticket event, the DP World India Championship in October at the iconic Delhi Golf Club. Besides that, there's also a race to seal their cards for next season. The top 60 retain their cards, as the DP World India Championship will be the last event. Before that, we have the Kapil Dev Invitational Tour Championship. That will be the penultimate event. The top 60 will already be playing there. We'll know the top 60. And then finally, after the DP World India Championship, we'll have the winner of the DP World PGTI Order of Merit crowned there, and he gets playing rights on the DP World Tour.
Right, Nikhil. So simply put, every tournament now matters. We will see you back here tomorrow at 11 a.m. for the final round of the Telangana Open.